Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bare truth. God is really good. I'm living proof. Went from sugar bear, now they call it bare truth. God is really good. I'm living proof. And if he love me, should he love you too, nigga? I can't hear you standing where I stand. From where I stand. And see you can't see me. I'm on my grown man. I'm on my grown man. Can anybody hear me now? Can you hear me now? I can't hear it on the mic, on the thing. Yeah, there it is. I can hear you.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. We on. So listen. All right, Joe. Listen. So we just did this, so it's brand new for us. So we had to get the camera. Joe had to set up his cameras and stuff like that. We can hear behind the scenes, so everybody is saying like yes now. And so now we rolling. We good. We
You
good.
want me to sit down or?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, sure.
I
I
want to
got
give you
you.
the introduction. So listen to this. We've been behind the scenes trying to put it together, man. He's got like a lot of nice equipment, that I had this set up, and I was gonna do my thing, and so he brought in his stuff. So it took us a little bit of time. Thank everybody for being patient and waiting. And so let me just give you like a little bit of backdrop. Today's show is going to be called Knowledge, Ignorance, and Racism. Um, this guy right here is really popular for his rooftop raps. That's where I met him from. A lot of y'all might know of his pizza shop over in East Moline. And, you know, I'm going to give him an introduction. I know a lot of people thought that it might be bad for him to come and be on the podcast, but me and him been chopping it up, man. And I got to tell you, as grown man, real recognize real, and people can respect each other. So, Joe, come on through the bare truth, and let's do this thing the right way. All right. So y'all see that? Y'all see his love? It's the first time that we ever had like a guest like live. So I got my little drink where I turn up for Christ or burn up for life. So Joe got some water. And so that now that they can hear us. And so, Joe, before we get started, explain to the people like who you are and what do you do?
Can I say something really funny first? All right. So I'm on my way here, and I text you for your address. We've never met before, and when you sent me your address, this sensation came over me, and it was like the same as going on a first date. You're about to go pick up a girl that you had, like my wife, you know, and it was just a funny thing, like something new was happening. There was the same exact feeling, except without the pursuit of what's that? Yeah,
the mushy shit.
So anyway, what was the question again?
The question is, this is the bare truth, and it's the moment of truth. I usually do something that's inspiring, but I want my people to know who you are.
Sure.
Like, as far as your business and what do you do?
My name's Joe Schilling. I own St. Giuseppe's Pizza in East Moline in Coal Valley. I come from a family of 10 children, big Catholic family. I've been working the pizza shop since I was 3 years old when my dad started it in 1997. I bought it from him in 2017 for $105,000. For those of you who think that it was just handed to me, I will say that I could not have started a pizza business on my own. I'm going to turn this flashlight off on my phone. I just noticed that's on. But yeah, so been doing that a long time, and I call myself a disruptive marketer. If you follow my LinkedIn page, which I don't use LinkedIn, I just created one to be funny.
Right.
But yeah, so.
Okay. And so I'm gonna give y'all like a little backdrop of what happened between me and Joe, and one of the reasons why I wanted to get on here. But just for the people, because you so funny, man. You be doing like little shit, and I didn't pay attention. So when I posted it, reshared it back to your page of what the post was sent to me, you said something about $200, and so some people think that you offered me.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People think that you offered me.
I thought it was D that I offered $200. Oh, okay.
So he was like, you took the bait, and that you paid me $200.
That was you. It wasn't D.
No, that was me. But it was his post.
That's funny.
It was his post, and then I was just trying to share it to you. And so D, you thought that he paid me money just to keep it 100.
No.
Did you offer me any money?
Was that my message to you?
I didn't even know. I didn't even see it until he said it. He said, he trying to buy you too?
Because I only messaged D. I don't think we have a messaging conversation where I offered you $200. That's where I got confused, because I'm like, D turned me down on that, which I will admit I shouldn't have done that. Sometimes I think, like, because I want conversation, and D seems really smart, but he also seems like 100%, there's no way in hell, like, and I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but I just want to sit down with people that strongly disagree with me, because I think getting face to face is it's entirely different than the internet.
Right.
On the internet, you can just say some shit. That's what I do all the time. I just I'll say all sorts of stuff that I won't say in person, not because I'm a sissy or something, but because it's just a different environment, like.
But just for the record, you didn't pay me anything.
No.
And he didn't offer me anything. You see what I'm saying? And so I wanted to make that clear, because it was a conversation where it was like, so you took the bait. He offered you some money. He showed me like a post, and it said something about you. I was like, oh, God is my witness. The man never offered me no money. We never talked about money. I wanted him over here so me and him can have a conversation. And it wasn't about likes or views. What happened, Joe, is that when he did the rooftop raps, and we started seeing that he was getting ready to go viral, you were getting like thousands of likes and views.
Well, Cinematic Kev was,
right?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
And shout out to Siobhan, because Siobhan said that. Me and her had a conversation. The newlywed Siobhan Grace. Me and her had a conversation about this about a week ago.
Well, and can I chime in on that too? When I went to do the rooftop rap, that was about Cinematic Kev. He wanted me to go up there because he knew it was gonna be a big deal. And so I went up there for Cinematic Kev, and not once did I ever ask him for any monetization or anything like that, What did it serve my business good? Yeah, of course. We got some new customers over it.
But at the end of the day, it took rooftop rap and it boosted it up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now listen to this. So he said that he did it for Cinematic Kev, right? So when I seen it, the first thing I did is I gave you your props and said that was a dope, smart marketing strategy.
Yeah.
That's what. And then you kind of hit me back inbox, like you gave me like a thumbs up or something to that message.
Okay.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And so then, a couple of days later, maybe 2 days later, then D, he was a good dude, buddy of mine. He supported me since I've been home. He sent me the message or the post that you had, and it says that we're open every day from 4 to such and such, except for on Sundays in July the 4th, which is a real holiday. We will be open on June 10th.
Oh yeah, I said the message that was a lot nicer how you put it. It said it's June 19th.
Yeah.
We're only open on real holidays, and I think I said like Thanksgiving and the 4th of July, which I'll even admit, getting into Catholicism, neither 4th of July or Thanksgiving are real holy days of obligation, but okay. That's aside.
Now stop right there.
Sure.
So now you got it. He repeated what he said. So Joe, when I seen the post, I was kind of mad because I felt like I had gave you props.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, on the marketing strategy and on your whole rooftop raps performance. We seen it, and it was like, hey, Kev is showing different sides of like, you know, rap, and whether it was a marketing strategy or whatever, I was saluting him like,
Yeah.
dude, I see you. We proud of Kev any which way it goes.
He's
Cinematic
great.
Kev,
Yeah, he's
we
awesome.
proud of what
Yeah.
he's doing in that platform. But then when I seen that post, I reached out and I said something like, that's distasteful, disgraceful, disturbing, and disrespectful. And I said, we always try to love on you guys, but somehow you always turn around and shit on us. And that's the reason why
yeah.
we don't fuck with y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I do remember that comment. Did I fire back at all?
I mean, you said something, but see, I didn't even pay no attention to it.
Okay.
Because I want to make this point real clear to all the people, is that when I sent that post, God had to check me too on some of my actions and some of my behavior that I had dealt with in the past. And so that's when I reached out to him and I asked him, tap in, man, let's talk. I wanted to talk to him on a one-on-one. And that's when we had a conversation. And then me and him, we decided that we wanted to sit down and talk about it. So first, I want to give you the floor and talk about the post, when the post happened. What do you mean about the post? Because you said something to me and I could kind of understand it. But for those who don't understand what the post meant, now you get a chance to kind of like clear that up.
I'm going to move this mic over here so it's facing you a little bit more. Just okay. I think I might be talking a little louder than you, so that catches you a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, about the post. Okay, so we have to go back to 2020. I'm going to try to cut out some details here and really get the idea. COVID's going on. I'm the business that we're not wearing masks or following the guidelines. We're keeping our dining room open. And I start to get some, a lot of people are upset about that. And I start to get interruptions in the business. I've got these people who are calling in fake orders, not picking them up. And these people who were opposing me, I noticed a common trend with them is that they were people who also were folks that don't like the police. And these are all white people I'm talking about, people that I know. And so I start taking the pizzas and I'm bringing them to the police and getting my pictures taken. Hey, guys, keep the fake orders up. You know, we're just bringing them to the cops that you guys hate. You know, fast forward a little bit. This feed the police thing turns into a big deal or whatever. I'm getting customers coming in and buying pizzas for the police. Well, then George Floyd happens. And I was invited onto, so now I'm the bad guy. Now nobody likes cops, and I'm the guy that's been feeding the cops. And now I'm getting even more opposition. Now I'm a bootlicker, I'm a racist, I'm a Nazi, I'm, all these things. Well, I'm going to tell you something. When you're not those things and you're getting framed out to be those things, it's going to piss you off. And anybody that comes at you with that kind of talk, it's going to get you, agitated, And so I'll admit during 2020, I was a bit of an arrogant asshole. I'm going to spit my gum out.
There you go.
It disrupts my talking. So then I'm invited onto a podcast with this guy named Gavin McInnes, who's a well-known right-wing whatever. He's also labeled Nazi, fascist, all this stuff. And, whatever people want to call him, I was invited onto the podcast. Well, now I'm affiliated with him and his group, the Proud Boys. I'm a proud boy. I'm not a proud boy. I don't like using the word proud. I like to say take pride in your work, take all that pride and you put it in your work, and you make great pizza. You wash the dishes really good. You don't walk around saying, I'm great, I'm this, so anyway, so this all kind of, turned into marketing for me. I started to market in kind of obnoxious ways. Whatever was going to get me the most views, whatever is going to get me a lot of eyes on my business and get people through the door. But yeah, there's still, in the beginning, it was just 98% of the people who were calling me racist were white people. And a lot of them were people who I'd known for a long time, people that have worked for me, people that I grew up with. Shout out to Max Van Ho, great guy. I don't know, maybe I don't know if he is or not anymore. I grew up with the kid, but anyway. So yeah, I've gotten and before all this, I'm a cool pizza guy. I've been on Palo all this stuff. You know, I'm up and coming. I'm the young pizza owner guy. So we'll fast forward a little bit. You know, people still call me racist and everything. I learned that you can't just sit around and say I'm not racist because it's just, you know, although I will say that all the time because now it's kind of a funny thing. Like there's this thing where a white guy, if he says he's not racist, it seems, you know, it's the opposite, I guess. But I think I should be able to say I'm not racist, and whether you take my word for it or not, but I don't think it should mean that you're. I feel like racist people will say that they are.
Right. But then, like, so when you, the post was printed and posted.
Oh yeah.
Kind of give them the backdrop.
Okay,
on that
so
because that's what they see.
So yeah, so that was just a little background leading up to I have this opposition, and they're mostly white people. So, you know, I'm on Facebook. This holiday becomes a thing during a time of I think it was 2021 that Juneteenth was
officially made.
Yeah, and so these people that are somewhat of my opposition, people I'm still friends with on Facebook, who have, you know, criticized me and all this stuff. They're also posting about Juneteenth, and these are white people. You know, oh, finally, you know, and that's like the easiest way to display that you care about something, I feel like, is posting about it on Facebook, you know, putting the black square on your profile picture. To me, that's frustrating because I'm like, you don't give a shit. You just change your profile picture.
That's how you feel.
And yeah, exactly. And for me, like, I actually do give a shit. Like, I was, you know, my dad grew up west end of Rock Island, and like, I grew up in a house where he said, hey, you know, that guy puts his pants on the same way you do, you know, and so yeah, this Juneteenth thing, all I saw it as was white people virtue signaling. I never saw it from I've never seen a Juneteenth parade or you know, I didn't grow up with it. To me, it was just, it really, and I think this is the same for a lot of, you know, white folks that aren't commonly, you know, around that community. Yeah, I just saw
active
it as
or like up close front.
Yeah, like I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me chime in real quick.
Sure.
Remember, we said that we would chime in. Okay, so take everything that he said and put it into the box of him saying being on West End, not growing up, seeing the parades or seeing anything that's going on. So when Joe got over here today, we just come to recognize that there is a 20-year gap between me and Joe. Okay, so now this is one of the things I wanted to point out to you, that when me and him was on the phone, when he was speaking to me, this is what made me want to sit down with him and talk to him as a man. Me, when I was 15, 16, 17, and 18, at least I know for 3 of those years, I performed down at the levee for the Juneteenth, the celebration that we do every year, the Black Expo. We always rapped and we always did that. So just imagine me down there growing up in that time, 89, 90, 91, 92, doing the Juneteenth. Joe ain't even born. He's not even on the earth. You dig what I'm saying? And so this is how I felt. When I made the post to you, this is distasteful, disturbing, disgraceful, and, you know, whatever else I said. And I said, this is why we don't fuck with y'all, because a lot of times y'all turn around and y'all do this and that. Kendrick still says your actions will prove or disapprove your statement. She said, somebody said horse shit. You dig what I'm saying? You can't say if you want to pick up your phone and log in, you'll be able to see. Yeah. So that way, if somebody gives you a question.
And can I say something those people saying?
Hold on. Get your phone. Get your phone
I got you.
So you can read your comments. And so then that way you can stay tuned in. Okay. And so so then that way you can see it as they're watching. So then Tisha Force, they watching. So they tapping in. So they watching. Everybody keep tapping in, and please give your questions. Just turn your volume down. But please, if you got a question for him, give him, you know what I mean, your question so he can answer it. So now listen, Shauna Regalado, I don't want to mess up your name, sweetheart. You said horseshit. I want you to give me like a little question or give me a statement on why you said that. But let me explain something to you. This is why.
Oh, Shauna's a stupid bitch.
Oh, Don't
Yeah.
don't call her that on the Bear Truth.
So I didn't mean
because
to do
Shauna
that.
might be cool with me.
No.
Shauna might be my people.
Yeah,
Say that
no,
on your page.
So
Shauna,
my bad.
listen,
Yeah, you're not a stupid bitch.
not
my
on the
bad.
Bear Truth. You are a woman and you're a
I
sweetheart.
would not say that about anybody else.
Yeah, not on the
But
Bear Truth.
Shauna's really been going after me hard lately. She's a Henry County girl. She's whiter than shit.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
Shauna, you heard what he said. So if you want to say something back to Joe, listen. I love his honesty. I can't front.
Sorry,
And but
I'll
listen,
keep it clean.
you get a chance to be honest though. As a man, why can't you be honest when everybody else is honest?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so listen to me, y'all. When me and him talked on the phone, this is what God did to me. Everybody know that I serve God, and everybody know that I'm spiritual. Joe, I used to be racist.
Sure.
So back during the time when I used to be with the Expo, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, I used to be a racist. I hated white people. You know why? Because I was studying with the Nation of Islam. And I'm not saying the Nation of Islam is just racist people, but the books that I was reading, they told me that white people was cavemen. They were Neanderthal. The black man is the original man.
Is there like a different form of Islam? Because I'm friends with some pretty cool Muslims.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the Sunnis, you got the Shiites, and then you have the Nation of Islam.
Oh, I see. Is the Nation of Islam like the black Islam?
Well, it's by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
And they're based out of Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
And then at the same time, you know, the belief is that the black man is the original man.
Okay.
And the teachings that they got, you know, and a lot of it can be backed up in history, as far as like Ethiopia, Timbuktu. I can go into all of my history about who black people are as a people, which I love my people. So when I spoke out against you, I had to speak out on the strength that I love being black. I love my people. I wouldn't change it. If I was reincarnated and came back, I would be black again. But hate is bullshit.
Yeah.
And hate in another person because of their color and no knowledge of who they are as an individual is bullshit. That's ignorant. And that's the reason why I came up today and I said knowledge, ignorance, racism. Because you can form like 3 different levels. Racism can exist in anybody's household. Now, we can get mad at Joe because Joe said, okay, we're going to be open on Juneteenth. We only celebrate real holidays like Thanksgiving and 4th of July. Now, to us, Joe, since you're 32, that's very sensitive to us and our people.
Yeah.
Because for one, Thanksgiving ain't a holiday for us, really. 4th of July is just when they, you know, kind of freed Britain or declared, okay, we're breaking away from British, you know, colonies and shit like that. But Juneteenth was June 19th of 1865, where they actually declared it down in Texas. Like, listen,
Galveston, right?
These people are no longer slaves. You gotta let, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where July 4th, they still slaves. They declaring it like lands is free, colonies is free, but there's people still treating us like slaves and still have slaves on their property.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about Juneteenth, it's so important to us because, you know, not only did we kind of get that little freedom that they gave us then, but then on the backs of my ancestors, that blood and that strength put this country to where we are today. And that's my opinion. That's my belief. Yeah. That's what I stand on because America ain't shit without us. You get what I'm saying?
Right. No,
it's not shit without us. It's on our back and it's on our blood. And I love my people. But me reading a bunch of books and taking that knowledge and that information and then turning around and using it, saying, I hate white people now. I don't like you. And so I want to tell y'all this story, and this is a true story. Me and my first daughter, her mom, we were sitting in a park, and I think it was like my 17th or either my 18th birthday.
Oh, you have a daughter by 17?
No. Me and her, this is my daughter's mom.
I see. Okay.
They might know my daughter's mom if I say my oldest daughter's mom.
Okay.
Because I don't want to say her name, but me and her, I was turning about 17 or 18, and we were sitting in the park of 72nd. And so K-Dot, he's on here. A lot of people that's from 72nd know 72nd, we used to call it BCP, Black Cultural Projects. And so we was all on this Black Power movement. And see, you missed it.
Where's 72nd at?
72nd in Hillendale. There's some apartments out there by the machine shed.
It's like Davenport?
Yeah, it's Davenport.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so you missed the whole gap of history where, you know, during this time we were doing like awareness music. We wore Black African medallions. And we were very proud of who we are and where we come from as a culture. And so out of my ignorance, I used to charge white guys to get in our apartments.
Oh.
So if they came over there to buy weed, or if they just came over there to visit people, I would charge you. And if I caught you trying to sneak in, I would beat you up.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so one night, Joe, me and her was sitting in the park, and these guys try to sneak inside the apartments through these bushes from somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
So when one of the guys seen me coming, he took off and he started running.
Why were they trying to sneak in?
Because they knew if they got caught by us, by the boys that lived in the project, we would beat them up. We would break sticks on their backs.
Was it their apartment?
No, they used to just visit, but they would.
Oh, I see.
But we try to claim them as our apartments. Like, we live in these apartments, they're ours.
Yeah.
And they know white people gonna come over here unless you pay us. You see what I'm saying? But we're young, we're teenagers,
right,
man. We don't know no better. And so, like I'm telling y'all, when we point the finger at him, I've been on some bullshit. And I'm telling you a true story. The kid didn't know why the other guy was running. And when I ran up on him, man, I used to hit people with a padlock. K-Dot, you know I'm telling the truth. Kendrick Steele.
Like a padlock like that you used to lock a trailer.
That you like, okay. I used to stick my middle finger in this padlock.
Oh, wow.
And when I punch you, it used to be like brass knuckles.
Oh, man.
So listen, I hit this kid in his face, and I put a hole in his face, and blood started coming out of his face like a water fountain.
Oh, no.
It scared him so bad, he didn't know what to do because he didn't know why I punched him.
Were you scared? Were you scared?
Hell yeah. I was scared because I'm a little kid. Now I'm a punk because I done punched you. I'm being tough, but now I done did some shit that I can't take back.
Yeah.
And now she's scared. And we looking like, now we got to get out of here. I'm thinking, man, I'm finna go to jail.
Yeah.
And just so happened I never got in no trouble for that. But that's the type of
bullshit. Do you know the guy?
No.
Oh, wow.
But you see what I'm saying? That's racism. That's hate. To do some dumbass shit like that. I've been on it before, y'all. So ain't no sense in me sitting up there sending you no message about, oh, you're disturbing, you're distasteful, you're disgraceful, when I used to be on bullshit myself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I had to reach back out to you, and I had to sit down like a man and say, hey.
And it doesn't change the fact that it was distasteful and all that stuff.
Nope,
like just because you have a history. Yeah.
But here it is. I go to prison. Fast forward, I go to prison, and white people I met in prison changed my life. Dr. Marielle Cohen, who I tell you about a lot, who's the professor, the doctor over the music program at the University of Iowa, got me the job where I'm speaking to the University of Iowa every year to the graduating medical students about going into the prisons, put me in a documentary, came to my house. My mom lives upstairs, bought my mom flowers, cards, food, just to say gratitude for letting us do this documentary in your home. She laid out a spread for my mom, brought her flowers and cards just to say thank you to her. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then she wrote a book, and she dedicated a chapter in her book to me, to cool. One of the songs that I wrote. And these are white people. So the same people that I call the devil, that I punched in the face, when I went to prison, God used these people to save my life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how can I not sit down with you and not have this conversation and say, okay, when you told me, you said, man, that comment was distasteful. And back during the time that it happened like that. And I wanted you to get a chance to explain to them what you was going through. It was going through COVID time. You thought
well, and then on top of that too is I knew that post was going to get a lot of reach. Like I had just gotten monetized. I'm like, what can we post that will make some money and like bring in, because there's a lot of white people out there. They're not racist. They're not this, they're not that, but they kind of went through the same thing as me. And if they see somebody that finally opened their mouth and agreed with them, they're going to come buy a pizza, you know? And once again, I'm not going to say that's right. You know,
okay. Yeah. So he said it's not right. So when you look at your phone, K-Dot is on here, and K-Dot said, bro, you can't compare what we did as kids to him being a grown man. Now, let me see what D said, because D is on here, and D said basically what you're saying on this podcast. It's Kendrick Steele.
Okay.
I call him K-Dot. So let's get D, because D says basically what you're saying on this podcast is that you yourself was ignorant. One noted that doesn't equate whatsoever to he's an adult. What I'm trying to say to K-Dot and what I'm trying to say to D more. Okay, me being a young kid, being ignorant, it's like this. I grew up and come to find out that God, the same people that I call devils, God used these people specifically to save my life. And he reminded me of that. So when I posted what I said to him, I have a relationship with God. I pray. And he checked my face off and like, this is the problem, D. And this is the thing that I want to say to you, my brother, because I love you. I have no ill will and no beef towards you. But one thing about people, we always want grace when it's our turn,
Right.
but we never want to extend that grace when it's somebody else. See, I can fuck up a million times and get on my knees and ask God, forgive me, I'll never do this again, I'll never do this again. But then as soon as one white person do something to us, oh, I'm supposed to turn around and crucify?
Right. Yeah.
Listen, bro, I can't love Jesus Christ if I do him like that.
Yeah.
How can I love Jesus Christ and then doing like that? And because remember when Peter asked Jesus, he said, so how many times should we forgive him? 7 times? Jesus says 7 times 77 or 7 times 70. So I can't, to me, I don't know what y'all are, what kind of relationship that y'all have with God, but I couldn't do it because I believe in Jesus. I pray to him every day and he's good to me. I can't do that and not sit down and talk
and
to
can
him.
I chime in on that too? Is I think that's part of a really big part of the problem. Like we're supposed to take our pain and give that to Jesus Christ. And I feel like a lot of times when people don't have anywhere to, go when they have some sort of pain, or maybe they feel like they've been prejudiced against, they don't got anywhere to go with it besides themselves. Like, what can I do to, like you pray, me, I pray, and I think that's another kind of frustration I find with not just this topic but many topics is like everybody wants to come up and be a social justice warrior, and but they're not turning to God. They're not turning to Jesus Christ. They're creating their own morals in their own head, and I think that if everybody turned to Jesus first or turned to God first, or you're if you're Muslim, whatever, if you did that first, we'd have so much less division problems.
I think you would look towards your moral compass a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really stand on what you stand on, because I don't know what kind of relationship you got with God, any of y'all that's watching the thing, but I know the kind of relationship that I got with God, and I know how he would talk to me. The Holy Spirit would come and say, hey, you can't point this man out when you used to be like that. I don't care if you was a little kid. Knowledge is key, wisdom is key when you got it and you got understanding. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to get you on here because for those people that think that you're racist, and we know what the word racist means. Racist is somebody who thinks that another race or group of people are less than or are not better or equal to you. Do you feel like us as black people are not equal to you?
Could you say that question one more time? Just because there's, yeah, sorry. No, I knew what the question was. And that here I feel like I'm avoiding the question. Could you say it one more time? Because there's a way you could have asked the question where I say yes or no, and it would have meant the opposite. So say that. I'll listen very clearly this time. Sorry.
As a racist,
yeah,
do you feel like other races, or specifically the black race, is lesser value, or you're better than our race, or that we don't equal up to you?
Sorry. So you said as a racist at the very beginning.
No.
Okay.
Because that's what the definition of a
Oh,
racist
I see.
is.
Okay.
The definition of a racist is somebody who believes that other races is not equal to their race, or that they're better than every other race because of their skin color or because of their upbringing or wherever they grew up from. A racist is somebody that hates somebody totally and feels like our race is better than yours. We're better than yours, and you don't even deserve to be on our level.
Right.
Because you're black.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not only white people feel like that towards black.
Right.
There's some people that feel like that towards Asian. There's some Jews that feel like that towards other races. So racism can be on a broader scale than just a white-black scale.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the definition of a racist is that right there. When you look down upon another color of people, another nationality of people, and you feel like your race is better than them.
I do not feel that way.
Okay, and so for the people that they can't misunderstand your post, because as black people, I was offended out the gate. So how do you now put all the shenanigans to the side? Now that you know that black people are offended by the post, what would you say to a person who read the post and didn't know the backstory about what you was going through or the shenanigans or antics that you were doing about the post? What would you say to this person?
That's a good question. I would say probably the same thing that I told you, but on the spot, and if the answer actually would vary depending on, like, if it was a white person that confronted me on the post, the answer would be different. But I can imagine if a black person came in, hey, I'm offended by this post, and they're respectful about it and all this.
And why would it be different if it was a white person?
Because that's who I was like kind of up against the whole time, and I would just say, oh, you're just virtue signaling. You don't know shit about black. Man, like my relationship, like the people that I have relationships with that are black, like it's very real, right. and they know that I'm not racist. Like they have my buddy Renault. He would be able to see that Juneteenth post and say, God damn it, Joe, you fucking idiot, or whatever. And yeah, that would be a tough thing to, especially if I don't know the person. But yeah, I would definitely sit down and talk and hear them out. I think that would be my first go-to, is just listening.
Yeah. Okay, real quick, keep that, because listen to what K Dot said. Okay, so K Dot, he says your answer should not vary, and I think this is the reason why I think that his answer would vary, is because K Dot, he was saying that he was going up against some people who was posting Juneteenth. Since Biden had made Juneteenth a national holiday, they were going online and they was posting it like finally as if they was really supporting black people. So he said that when he made the post, he was trying to piss them off. And so from a standpoint, I can see it. Like I told y'all before, I said I can respect some of his stuff, but at the other side, but hold on.
Sorry.
On one side, I can understand him saying, okay, he's talking to a group of people and he's telling them something. So nobody behind the scenes can really say, we just knew in his heart that he was being disrespectful to us. But I'm with y'all. I was disrespected by it because when you put July 4th and then you put Juneteenth in the same sentence and you say it's a holiday, and then you say, well, I'm gonna support this real holiday like July 4th. Us as black people, we looking at him like, motherfucker, that we wasn't free on July 4th. You dig what I'm saying? We recognize Juneteenth. But here's where I'm giving Joe grace. Joe is only 32 years old. I'm 52. I seen my mama and them go through some racist shit. I seen where they come from in Mississippi. We struggle with some racism. So if you take Joe and you think about his age and the way that he was brought up right now. Now, if he is racist, which I don't, what I'm saying, I'm just, we're going to get into whatever. If Joe is racist, it would have to been taught in Joe's house. You see what I'm saying? The world is so diverse now that it's more mixed kids than it's anything. So one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to him is because we as people, either we teaching this shit or either this shit was taught it was taught in the house, because he's 32. How in the fuck the world ain't changed. We done already had a black president, and man, we're not the majority in this country. So it was some white people that put Obama in the office. You see what I'm saying? But my point is this: we as a people, we are quick to crucify. But what he said, I can respect that if he said that, because I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all might not respect him, but a lot of times I can see I can see a white girl's post and she can have it on her Facebook page, Black Lives Matter. And I'll be like, bitch, you don't know nothing about us.
Exactly.
You don't know nothing about our motherfucking life. You got a baby by a nigga, but you don't know nothing about our motherfucking life.
Thank you.
You don't know what we have to teach our kids. My stepson, Giano, I be telling his mom like all the time, like, listen, he's a Mexican brown kid. I'm a black man. So when he gets a teenager, there's conversations that we got to have the little homie about. Listen, there's a certain way you got to carry yourself when you run into the police that you don't have to have.
Right.
We have to have that. We have to sit down and give them that conversation, whether nobody understands that or not. And so it's not a shot to a white woman who has a baby by a black man who's got on her page Black Lives Matter. But sweetheart, you cannot have that conversation with your son and say, hey, you need to know how to talk to the police when he pull you over. You need to know, pull your pants and for the moment, yes, sir, I live right here. Give me your address so you can go home at night, so I can see you back at home. We have those type of fears. So you can't sit there and try to say that, oh, he just bullshitting, or he ain't this, or he ain't that. We don't know. That's why we talking. Yeah. And we got to have these type of conversations, because if you say that, white people is posting, oh, I'm so glad Juneteenth is there, Joe Biden did this and that, I can feel that. To me, if it's feeling like, motherfucker, you don't know nothing about our pain. You don't know our pain. You don't know it. You just don't know it. And from his perspective, what if that's how he felt? I don't know.
Yeah. And another kind of a funny thing, like this has happened like 3 times this past week, where I get a white woman calling me racist and all this stuff. Go to her profile. She's married to a black guy. I'm like, let me talk to your husband. You know what I mean? Because it's like, like I just like, that's frustrating to me because I don't know. Like it goes back to what you just said. Like, yeah, some white girl putting up Black Lives Matter, because that's really all I saw. And then it does get a little bit complicated when, you do have your first confrontation with a black person on racism. And those conversations actually, like, so far, I did have one phone call that went a little south. The guy was from Ohio, and that was the first time I ever talked back to a black guy about this topic, like in an aggressive way, because he was like really, like he said he's going to come down here and beat my ass over, some stuff or whatever, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, I started getting, and I tried to avoid aggression and anger and stuff, but yeah. I don't know.
He said he's gonna whoop you. Okay, so my cousin says this, and she is, and Londa knows. She was there. She witnessed a lot of it, and a lot of maybe her husbands that was locked up was on our Black Power kicks and our you know what I mean, our 1988, 89, 90, 91, 92, we did go through a transition where we was like, man, fuck every other race except for us, and that's how we felt. And it's not like that today. She does a lot of work for like the community, a lot of homeless people, and so she's very diverse with her cooking and her her arts. She says, "Fam, when someone says he was racist, his response was, 'I am just being goofy.' How is he saying or doing anything racist? Because it's funny." But hold on. This is what I want you to. I want you to feel it from her perspective, because I know she's my big cousin, and I know what she's trying to say, and she spoke out. And she said something too. See, the post, the Juneteenth post and the 4th of July post, whatever he posted, anytime when it comes to race, is so serious to us that when you say, okay, I was just joking, or I was or I was cracking a joke and I was trying to be funny to other people, they still feel like you tread lightly on something that is so sincere to us. Mm-hmm. And I want you to answer that, but this is the reason why I'm giving him grace, y'all. Again, 32, and then you still have to understand, we don't even know how he was raised, where he was raised. Does that make it an excuse? Does that give him a pass? No, it does not. But remember what we said: knowledge, ignorant, racism. There are so many different levels you can have. Like, so if you don't know Juneteenth is so special and sensitive to us, you can't expect him not to joke. You can't expect him not to be a funny guy, because if this is your personality, if this is your character, you got the right to joke and bullshit about whatever you want to joke about. I do, man. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. You have this is a fucking free country, y'all. He can do this, but as a person, God is just not gonna let me crucify you, bro. Right. Just for, you know what I mean, your antics, your personality, and your character about something you didn't have no knowledge about. Right. You see what I'm saying? You did not have the knowledge about it. And when you came to the crib, you shook my hand, and the conversations that we've been having, you've been real with me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And really respectful. I don't know what kind of relationship y'all got with him. I don't know what you saying.
I forgot to take my shoes off. But
this is see what I'm saying? And he joking, and we never talk. Yeah. But I am like D. You dig what I'm saying? I can relate to him being mad, but at the end of the day, D, you can't make me be mad like you.
Well, and that's another thing too, is when people are just mad at me, I've got nowhere to go. I don't have a lot of time, because I have
spent... They saying he should know better. Wayne the Yak.
About the shoes?
No. Oh. No, they saying, I still haven't heard him acknowledge. Okay, hold on. Let's get K.
Sure, I get.
He says, I still have not heard him acknowledge what he was doing offensive to us. Okay, so they saying he know better, you know what I mean? And so we're gonna get that. We already know how it is, bro. They not gonna give you no pass.
I know,
but yeah. Listen, I just want to say this right here. They saying he old enough to know better. He is the same age as my sons, and he knows better. Sorry, you can't. You know what? For everybody that says that he knows better, I just want to speak onto this. When I was in the joint, and they give you a cellie, I used to think that everybody was clean. I thought that everybody knew how to wipe the sink out or brush their teeth or took care of their hygiene like they supposed to. My mama told me to brush my teeth and wash my face every morning, to take a shower every night. And I'm talking about this was from black people too. Black cellies, white cellies. I don't care what kind of cellies this is. The same way that you was raised, you can't expect him to be raised like that. You just can't expect him. You don't know what he was taught in his household. We know it ain't being taught in schools. So you can't say schools is telling you don't be. No, they ain't telling you that shit. They gonna highlight what white America did in the books. They not highlighting Juneteenth and making it special to them. But you don't know how this man was raised in his house, y'all. That's it.
Yeah.
Say something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's funny, but I just thought it was really funny talking about the Sallies. Like, I just imagined somebody like
it was real.
They're not brushing their teeth or something.
No,
You're like, why aren't you?
Officers told them, like, when they come to their room, like, dude, run a clean ship.
Yeah.
But you know, you used to get some people that would come in, be on the yard working out, doing whatever, playing sports, basketball, and would come in and would just jump in the bed and lay down. It's like, no, not in here. You got to take a shower, bro.
Right.
Like, before we get locked down for the night, you got to take a shower. And I automatically assumed, like everybody else said, that, hey, they should know. He knew better. Man, you know, in the morning you got to brush your teeth and wash your face. You know what I'm saying? You know you got to do that before you lay down at night. I'm thinking like, man, but common sense ain't so common to everybody. You dig what I'm saying? Just because we was raised a certain way, and us as black people, racism was taught to us up close and personal. My mama and them taught us about that. My grandmother and them from Mississippi. You know, I was telling you stories about what my great-grandmother went through. She had to kill the baby because the guy who was getting her pregnant was a German.
Yeah.
So she had to literally break the kid's neck. My great-grandmother had to break the baby's neck. But all of a sudden, she liked it, my granddaddy. So our family is here because he liked it, my granddaddy, and decided to keep my granddaddy. Everybody else, baby that she had by this white man, German man, he made her break her neck. So y'all think we don't know about racism? My people from Mississippi, you think we didn't experience this shit? You think that I want to stay angry? The people that's mad, bro, they creating a prison for themselves.
That and that's what I lost my train of thought earlier. That's what I was wanting to get at. Is like, if somebody comes at me angry, you know, because I've spent time responding to people in a way that's respectful and all this and that. And I spend like a lot of time on it because I do care, and then I still get met with some shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just like, you know, like I've literally like giving people money and stuff, and then you know, and that's like way back before I knew better. You know, you don't give people money to prove you're not racist.
Right.
I make a joke out of it. Like, I got a video. I had a guy asking me for money. He was black. I'm like, I tell you what, we'll do. I'll give you $20, but you got to do a video with me. You are a paid actor, you know, and I'm gonna make a video proving I'm not racist by giving you $20. Right. You know, that's a ridiculous stunt, you know, but like, I do that because it gets engagement. It gets like people, and the people who see through it, they think it's funny. And that guy gets $20. You know, I mean, you know, maybe your price would be a little bit higher. Like, but no, I think
there's no. See, some people, and you see him, listen to him. You just gave him one. You get what I'm saying? So those are the type of antics that they're talking about.
Right.
When you do that, and then you think that it's okay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He gets $20.
Mm-hmm.
He is a person,
right?
You dig what I'm saying?
And he asked me for money,
but okay, and he asked you for money. So you gave him the $20 to do a video to say that you're not racist. When the world that's watching you, Facebook, is going to think that you are racist.
Yeah,
because that's the shenanigans and the antics that you do.
Well, because I don't think I'm ever. That's just the thing. It's like what I've kind of like. The realization I've kind of come up on is like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to shake that. Like, people thinking I'm racist. So what do I got to do? Behind the scenes, I do a lot of like other like really cool things that I'm actually quiet about. You know, you know, and I'll talk about
now,
it a little bit.
How many people, they're going to comb over what you just said right there, and they're going to hold on to the shenanigan of paying the guy $20 and saying, hey, now you got to cut a video with me to say that I'm not racist.
Right.
That's, you know, they want to highlight that. But did anybody hear while he was talking, he said that he do a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that he don't talk about. Shit that's committed.
And I think that's
real people do real shit behind the scenes and never ask for it to be glorified.
Right.
You dig what
Because
I'm
you're not
saying?
supposed to do that.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's biblical. You dig what I'm saying? But by you using, you know what I mean, your confrontation things to make it a way to either sell pizza or to get views or to do things, they have pegged you
Yeah.
as a racist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and when it comes to race with the black community, it's always gonna be sensitive, Joe.
Well, and another thing that I'll say is when I do these things, what's kind of interesting, because here's what's really tough for me. I get black people that will come up to me. They come into the pizza shop, like real black people, not, and they find it hilarious. They shake my hand, like, dude. I was down at the Palace. It's at a pizza shop down the street from me. I was there for one of my buddies' bands that was playing, and I'm just grabbing a beer. And there's this black guy next to me, probably about my age, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you're funny as fuck." and I'm just like, "Damn, what do I do with this?" Like, I have, people call me racist. I got black people thinking I'm funny, and I'm like, man, it's really freaking tough because
right. But see,
not every black person is going to have the same opinion.
Exactly. And one thing that you have to learn how to do, because to tell you the truth, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Joe is I don't think you're an intentional racist.
No, I like to call it racial. Like, so if you involve
like,
race,
I think he's too young to be like a racist or to hate people. You dig what I'm
right?
saying?
No, I don't hate. Yeah.
To hate black people, but what you do in your shenanigans and your antics, like say for instance, one of the things that you just said, I have real black people that walk up to me and they'll say you're funny.
Yeah.
So what the viewers are seeing right now, which is racist, is that you said real black people. So if they like your jokes, the first way that we're gonna take it, because I'm listening, that the real people like the real black people like your jokes. So is there a difference between real black people and fake black people? Now, let me explain to y'all on reason why I still fuck with Joe is because when I was in prison, again, you listen, you meet all kind of people from all types of walks of life, and you just don't know how they were raised or how they come about it. I don't think that you intentional when you say like real black people. You just in your heart, this is how you viewing your. I think it's you got a bunch of shenanigans and a lot of bullshit antics that you're doing, and sometimes they work for you and sometimes they don't.
Right.
That type of shit right there in our neighborhood, it would have got you fucked up.
I got you.
It would have got you fucked up. It would have got you beat up. But I want you to just understand this, and this is what I want him to know on the podcast. As a man, I think that we have to be conscious of and other nationalities. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's like there's stereotypes like my ex, she's Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
People peg them out for certain things. People can say a lot of stuff about Mexican people all day. A bunch of them live in a house or they this and that. They gangbangers. You did this and that. But when you actually sit down and you hang out with them, like I was invited to like a family, like a gathering, and there was so much love. And I mean, it warmed my heart just to see her brothers and like wives and people that had never met me all bought me Christmas gifts just because they knew I was coming.
Yeah.
And this is what they do.
Yeah.
And so since you're coming to our house, you finna get the same type of love.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so being 32, if I can give you any advice as you learning people, and you have when you're around people, you have to be conscious of what you say because you don't know what's sensitive.
Well, could I chime in with that? So like, could I ask you is like, have you ever come across somebody who isn't black, but maybe they're Mexican or something and they kind of push their black identity? Have you ever come across that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about.
Okay, so do y'all understand what he's saying? Okay,
so I've met white people that push their black identity because they had a black boyfriend or whatever. They start doing cornrows. They start doing the cultural appropriation stuff.
Going so fast.
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
Keep going because I want to get this comment that somebody got.
But then so when I say real black people, I'm talking about black black people. Yeah. So
Okay. So now, Cherie McChesney Pelsner. What's up, Cherie? I wish this one lady would tap in that she had a thing. So everybody like, yeah, get him off of here. You can't get him off of here. You got to have these conversations because while y'all sitting up mad and talking about him,
I'll
like
talk to anybody.
Yeah, get him off of here. This and that. These are the type of conversations that we need to have, and we need to be able to understand. It's called conflict resolution. If you feel something that's a conflict, and two people he says something that was wrong, at least he's willing to sit down like a man and try to understand why we sensitive instead of people yelling like insults at you. Oh, you did this and that, feeling like you think that he should know better. Now he has a conversation with me, and you say that don't mean it's going to change his life, it's going to change his world. But guess what we do? We do learn a little bit more about each other, and we can respect each other a lot more. He can leave this house and never talk to me again. I ain't never got to fuck with Joe again ever in life. But Joe didn't pay me. I didn't put him on here for the views, but I had to have a conversation with you because I used to be racist too. Out of ignorance, I said some shit. How many of y'all done fucked up and asked God to forgive you? So you can't sit up there and act like this man don't deserve a chance to explain himself. I like the fact that when you seen other people try to force a black identity on you when they're a different race, because y'all done this shit too.
Yeah,
you might seen a white girl with cornrows, or I hate it. I like white girls that act white. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Yeah. I love it when you act white. I like Becky that talk like a nerd and shit like that. But you start talking ghetto and start talking hood to me, and you try to make it seem like you really understand me. You don't understand me. Be yourself. I love it when you authentic, when you show your true colors, because that's all you can be. That's all you ever showed me. Was
a quick story. I had this guy. I named him Pepperoni Malone. I don't remember his actual name, but he was a local rapper guy. He had tattoos all over his face, and he ripped me off. White guy, by the way. He pretended that his kid was selling candy bars, but this is what I would have called like a fake black guy. Like he acted, in a way, and he had a black girlfriend. So it kind of makes sense a little bit. And so anyway, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I bought $200 worth of candy bars off of him it was a pre-order thing. I'm going to get the candy bars next week. Long story short, I get ripped off. And at first I wasn't going to go hard on him. I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. I should have made sure I was just trying to support a local kid's freaking, thing. And so, but then I woke up one morning, my wife is pregnant, and I'm like tight on money and I'm shit. And I'm like, it's been like 2 months. I'm like, that motherfucker, I am pissed. I do this like 4:30 in the morning. I call him. I'm like, where's my fucking money? I'm like, you get me my fucking money, And he starts getting all, well, then I said, dude, you Post Malone looking motherfucker. He calls me racist.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You're white. Shut the fuck up, And so, yeah, like that's the type of bullshit that I go through. Because he called me racist. I mean, Post Malone is white, right? This guy is white. I say Post Malone looking motherfucker. And, now I'm racist for making fun of his tattoos, And so, like, that's where I get so annoyed with the term racist as people apply it.
To be honest, a lot of them is racist too.
Oh, sure.
A lot of them, they got white jokes that they'll say to white people and to us,
Do you got any for me? Because I don't think I've ever heard a white joke before.
I mean, but I'm just saying names.
Yeah.
Like names in
Somebody
general.
comment a white joke.
Okay. He said, can we ask? Okay, so now we're going to go back to Sharika's question.
Yeah.
I did want to get that question out the way.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, like, don't act like we ain't prejudiced or like we can't be racist towards white people, because we are. You dig what I'm saying? And the story that I was trying to tell about my friend, that was love to me. And because me never really chilling with a Hispanic family on a holiday and seeing how they doing it, but seeing how people show you love, sometimes you could be in a cut and you can be blind to how people really are unless you really sit down and chill out with them. Now it's a fact that, blacks and Mexicans, we love each other. We call each other the black and browns. Yeah, okay. We'll fuck y'all up before. We'll jump y'all. You dig what I'm saying? No bullshit. Yeah. We'll jump y'all. You dig what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, we love us. Yeah. But at the end of the day, there was a white family when I was in prison, the Paws Rugs. Man, these people visited me in prison. They sent me Christmas baskets every Christmas for like 5 years, put money on my phone. And when their son got out of prison, they jumped on my visiting list just so I can have somebody to visit when I was over at Newton, because they knew all of my family was over closer to Anamosa and Oakdale, and just so I can have a visitor every month, they used to visit me.
Yeah.
And they didn't know me from shit, but they was Christians, and they used to come in and they used to sit down and eat with me. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going to the visiting room when you're in prison is a big deal.
Okay.
Just so you can get dressed up, go in the VR, you can see other people, families, and say speak, and then eat VR food. It's just to get off the unit for a minute and to get out of this prison state of mind. And these people used to do it once a month or twice a month. Man, for like about 5 years, they was on my visiting list.
Oh,
and
cool.
so when I say what I'm saying, I'm telling you this shit from experience. I have to show this man grace because there's no other way that I can't do it and do it. Now, listen, you got a question. She says, can we simply ask Joe right now to have him explain what he thinks Juneteenth is? Why has it become recognized, celebrated as a national holiday? And if he recognizes it and respects it as a celebrated as a real holiday, and the people who do celebrate it in the here and now, not versus 2020, let's see what he knows and can express about it. If he believes now it should be considered a real holiday, and if he respects it or not. So as of today, June 26th, what you know, the knowledge that you have, you know, regardless of what me and you spoke about or anything that's going on the computer, what do you know about Juneteenth and how do you feel about it as it being recognized as a real holiday now as of today?
So the way I understand it is, it was the day where the last remaining slaves were told that they are now free, and it was in Galveston. The only reason I know it was 1865 is because you just said that at the beginning of the deal. I didn't know what year it was, and then the next part of the question was if I'm willing to respect the holiday
as a real holiday as of now.
And I'm going to tell you, you've had a major influence on that in a short amount of time, and the answer is yes. Like, of course, you know, that's because like.
But why? Tell them why do you feel like that?
Because I know more now than I did. But I'm not going to virtue signal that. I'm not about to decorate my restaurant, you know, or whatever. It's not my holiday, but I'll respect it. You know, like I'll respect it in a way where maybe and who knows, maybe we come up with other ideas. But like, I'm not about to make a post every year that says Juneteenth ain't a real holiday. You know, but yeah, I'll since our conversation, yeah, you know, I'm willing to respect it as a real national holiday. You know, we got. I think it's a big deal, and at the same time, you know, I also want to acknowledge that, like today, I think we've got a lot of different forms of slavery that are still taking place across the board, especially with, you know, the Black community.
Mm-hmm. I was going to talk about that next.
It's like, dude, like, why is it so common for, and I'm talking from my experience, why is it so common for a Black person to have poor credit? You know, they don't get access to like this, like, why don't they get the same, you know, education on that kind of thing that I got, you know? And I think that's a real problem. I think it'd be really cool if, like,
okay, so just hold on.
Sure.
They saying that you haven't addressed the conversation.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I talked.
But see, they gonna crucify you anyway, Joe.
Oh yeah.
They saying replying to her, he can be forgiven and explain himself, but he isn't taking responsibility. He keeps trying to find loopholes. And
take responsibility for what?
Yeah. About the holiday. So because I was stuck on her, so they was typing in, and so I was missing them. That's the reason why I should have had my phone on, because man, y'all are texting so fast. So let me try again. He did nothing about it. He just now. He just like now.
Oh.
Okay. So
when do you want me to do it?
Okay. So and so you know what? And this is one of the things where I was saying, like when I told y'all like last week, I respect his opinion of like I respect what he had felt or what he went through back during like 2020, whatever the thing was going on with the COVID and stuff like that. And then you finding out about it like Joe Biden. So you thought it was that. The more of the part that I was lingering on was him saying that okay, he was more so post.
Let's try that. Ask him if we got sound again.
Okay. Do we got sound? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear us? Tap in if y'all can hear us. Can you hear? Yeah, she said good.
Okay.
Okay, so now listen. Now be cool because
Yeah.
this is the thing I want you to get because this is everybody. Someone catch me up on what's going on. I'll catch you up, little sister. On so also move your on notifications. Just the audio went out. Yeah, we lost the mic. We lost the mic. Marshana, what's up? We have no sound. This is what I'm trying to say to y'all, and this is one thing that I learned. You dig what I'm saying? Um, you can call him a bigot. You can call him whatever you want to call him. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. I'm only bringing Joe on the podcast because I said Joe's post was disturbing, distasteful, disgraceful, and disappointing. Coming from a point of saying that, okay, I commented on his rooftop raps marketing strategy. And then when D showed me the post and showed me this type of stuff. But then as soon as I said who I used to be when I was younger, the first thing that I got grace. But you were young. He a grown ass man. You were young. He's a grown ass man. Do y'all see how y'all do that though? That's so crazy. That soon as I said I punched a white kid in the face and put a hole in his face out of ignorance, charging him to get into my apartments because I was reading books during that time and I was a racist. First thing you did is you said, but you were young, you were a kid. He a grown man. You dig what I'm saying? So when it comes to knowledge and it comes to being ignorant about certain situations, it's a lot of grown men that's out here right now that's still kids when it comes to being a father, when it comes to being a man and taking care of their kids. It's just grown ass men that's laying up with women right now and you don't even know how to be a king. You don't even know how to be a man. You dig what I'm saying? So we ain't finna separate from age and ignorance and knowledge. What we finna do is we finna be real. This is the moment of truth, y'all. I'm giving it to you. He's telling you why he said it. And if you feel like he's a bigot, I already gave you some reasons, Joe.
Yeah.
There's some things that you say where it's finna hit him racist. And you got to understand about our people. When it comes to Juneteenth, it's a very sensitive situation.
Yeah.
I like your question, sweetheart, because she says, now that you know, do you know? But then guess what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna kill him if he don't answer the right way. If you have a
Even if I answer the right way,
yeah, you still gonna crucify him.
You could give me the answer and tell me this is what you need to believe, and I could like look through some manifestation, I could like fully believe it, and you would still. But let's go back, and this is the exact opposite of what we're supposed to do, not just as Christians, but I think as people too. Like I think.
No, K. Dot, you're not conflating two different things. If you acknowledge you were wrong, he has done none of that. So
it was.
But I'm saying on the phone, the first thing he did tell me that it was distasteful, and and that's the reason why we set up the whole podcast. So
I'm not going to defend it. You know, yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm happy I made the post, but I am happy I made the post because we wouldn't be here if I never made that post. Like, isn't it funny how something distasteful and controversial, what have you, gets a white guy and a black guy to sit down for a video and talk? You know, how often is this happening with this specific topic? Not very often, I feel like. And
nobody ain't having a conversation. Yeah, I tell you that. Ain't nobody gonna have. And I'm not saying ain't nobody having a conversation, but you have to be willing to sit down and have the conversation because listen, it's a part of life. And then we got kids. And one of the things that I wanted to bring up, because now that he said that he's glad that it happened, because God allowed things to happen for a reason. And you never know what me and you might be able to accomplish together.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
You just don't even know how much of an influence. He already said an influence I had on him in such a short time. God might have put this man in my life for me to teach him something. And I don't ever want to miss those moments. I don't ever want to miss those opportunities, no matter what y'all got to say, because I don't have to answer to y'all. When I die, I got to go up there and holler at him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I got to look at him and I got to be able to say what I done in front of him. You dig what I'm saying? And I know people have crucified me because of my past. And you have a right to do it. You dig what I'm saying? You got a right to say whatever you want to say about anybody, because that's the whole gift of freedom of speech in the country that we live in. You dig what I'm saying? Now, Joe, you're 32 years old, man.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. I don't think that you actually had full knowledge. And I'm not, listen to what I'm saying. I don't think he has the full knowledge of what Juneteenth is. And I don't expect, and I don't expect you at 32 years old to feel how we feel as Black people about our holiday. I don't expect you to turn your pizza shop into something, oh, now that I know about Black History Month, let's do this and let's do that.
And what I think should be respected is you got these politicians and shit that, will dress up for your holiday, you know what I mean? Or they'll do some
just
crazy
to get their vote.
Yeah, exactly. You will not see me lie about being part of your, like,
I like honest people.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, and I'm happy I watched your live feed last week because I'm like, thank God.
Okay, so, but K-Dot, what do you want him to explain? Everybody keeps saying he's saying it to you, but you have not addressed the community that you offended. So about the post, everybody that's offended about the post, did y'all not hear? I mean, the backdrop of why you said the post and why you got that. So, okay. Well, why was he speaking on it then if he don't know what he was talking about?
Oh, because I went to I had to make a deposit and I needed change and the bank was closed.
Right.
And
Lakeisha.
Yeah, and
okay. She's talking right now.
Oh,
okay.
sorry. Yeah.
No. You keep saying what you're saying because Keisha's saying, so why is he speaking on it if he don't know what he's talking about then? Then she said, then he should not have said nothing. So
that's
now
right.
Listen to this, Lakeisha, and he's saying that. He's saying that, you know what I mean? He was speaking on it from a different position. Now, tell them about the bank.
So, when you're a business owner and you have to go to the bank, like, I don't have a lot of time. And when I go to the bank, it's like, shit, I got to go to the bank. Like, you already don't want to go to the bank. Even if you're making a deposit, it's annoying. I hate going to the bank. So I go to the bank. I have the time to go to the bank. I get there. It's closed. It's Juneteenth. And You know, it's funny because I'm not even going to call it June 19th anymore. I'm going to call it Juneteenth. I don't know. It's just like kind of a funny thing. Like I just kind of caught that. I'm like, yeah, you know, cool. So anyway, that got the wheels going. You know, here I am, unfamiliar with how Juneteenth is celebrated among the 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 black community, and and once again to come back and say the only people that I see making a big deal about this thing are the white people that hate me. And so I'm just like, fuck you guys. Juneteenth's not a real holiday. I'm not saying that to the black community. I have no idea what's going on. What I felt was it was white people that made this holiday so they can feel better about the actual issues taking place in the black community that they're not fixing. That's just that's the thing. Is there's all these like cultural warriors out there, saying end racism, end this, end this. I'm like, what about the freaking, like I was talking about the credit score thing. Like within my friendships with black people, I'm like, dude, I got buddies that like will explain these super complicated financial situations. Like, yeah, then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this thing and bring it to the pawn shop so I can get $500 so I can put a down payment on my car at 17% interest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, what are you doing?
Okay, so now I'm listening to them. Now let me stop him. So you see how he talks, right? So this is where their problem is at, because when you speak of certain black people that or as friends or like maybe like one issue, it's one issue and it does not represent us as a whole.
Right. No.
It would never represent us as a whole. But you guys are also too taking one issue and grabbing it and making it him and punishing him for it.
I'm just saying it's common among the people that
he hangs with.
Right.
So now step outside of your shoes and say, okay, let me look at this point from, if I can look at it from Joe's point of view, right? Joe is saying he was in a war with some white people who was getting down on him about COVID, about him opening up his stores, about his delivery, him going and giving the fake pieces that they was calling up and ordering, and knowing they wasn't going to come buy him. What he would do is take him and go give him to the police. So then when George Floyd situation hit, he also got stung for that. Oh, you giving the police free pieces. So now they calling him names. So then as soon as Joe Biden came with, now we making Juneteenth a holiday, he was coming at some white people who was claiming, saying, all right, Juneteenth is a national holiday. So now he's saying, okay, these same people that I'm beefing with, I jumped in their face and I'm arguing with them. But this is social media. Everybody is going to see the effects of what you was arguing about. And now they pulling it, trying to make their beef personal with them. Yeah. But see, when you explained it to me on the phone, I've had situations happen like that. I have situations happen like that with me and my daughters where I was talking about something else and all of a sudden our shit got taken out of context and it got taken over there. Just because it's racist, you gonna get crucified. And I'm telling you, if we was like we was back in the day, some of these guys that's on this, that's talking, they'll fuck you up, Joe. I'm just gonna keep it real. They'll fuck you up. But you know how we used to be. But now that we're not like that no more, Blade, Lard, K-Dot, how we used to be, I have grown and I have matured. I have no problem with sitting down with you.
And I have no problem sitting down with them or you,
Right. And so what do y'all want from him? Right. I mean, I'm saying, do y'all want to know how he was raised? Is your father racist? Is your mom racist?
No. My dad, he's now passed, but he grew up west side of Rock Island. And it's kind of funny because like growing up, he knew a lot of people. And there would be these situations where like there's like an older black woman that he knew from back when he was younger, back in the west end of Rock Island days, and there was like a change in she would say, I can't remember, I'm just a young kid, but I remember there being like a change in tone, like this friendly hey, how you doing, sugar, like that type of stuff, and so like my exposure to like interactions with like but that's I don't know. That's my dad's thing.
And you know what? And here's the thing, y'all gotta make it sure. They says, is Mr. Joe a racist?
No.
But this is from my sister, Latrice, she's all the way down in Man, this conversation went for like an hour and a half. Can y'all hear us now? Can you hear us now? Yeah, now? Shit. Can you hear us now? Okay, she said we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so now that y'all can hear us. Okay, so this is the thing that I want everybody to say. I just want to ask y'all this. Tap in and just tell me this. What is it that you want from Joe? Because first of all, you know what he said about the post. You know what he said about the post, right? So he said the post. He told me that it was distasteful. Some people feel like you didn't address them, but Joe also said that by talking to me, he has learned a lot just by me and him having a conversation. And
it's the first time anybody ever actually respectfully, hey, Joe, I've been doing this shit since, what do you say, 89, 90, 91.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever done that with me. They just mad,
Yeah.
So
now understand that point. Does he have a point when he says this? Instead of somebody asking him, you know what I mean? Like, man, where you learn that shit from? Where you get that shit from? And talk to him. Do we automate? Because we do that. Instead of us trying to figure out the history of anything or the background, it's like we crucify people and we don't know. And so I made my post, and then God checked me and he made me say, hey, tap into this dude and talk to him and see what he know. And so from what I can say, by listening based off his conversation, I don't feel like Joe is racist. I just don't feel like he knows enough knowledge about what we've gone through, what we've been through, and what our race deals with when it comes from white people. And so I'll tell you this, and I think my viewers can go with believe me on this. One of the biggest problems that we have with y'all, with the white race, racism is in the past, right? Motherfuckers was prejudiced and racist towards our ancestors, and they did really cruel, bad things to us. What we see today, Joe, is we see white privilege. White people who might not know what racism is, but they have this privilege about them where they feel like they can say and they can do anything because this is who they are.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And so a lot of times when you speak the way that you speak, it's still gonna tick them off because we still dealing with the residue of racism, but now we deal with it in the form of white privilege. Like, say, for instance, let me give you an example. Me and you go into a courtroom. You steal a car, I steal a car. You going home, I'm going to prison.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
and
that's
so,
bullshit.
But when you grow up in the house and you go through a court system, a judicial system who treats you like that, I understand why they mad.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that every time that, you know, somebody say something, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna crucify you with words, and I'm gonna make you feel like that. Yeah. So there's not too much Joe can say to y'all that's gonna make y'all love him or like him. But don't make it seem like we ain't fucked up either, because we are. You know what I mean? You might not want to admit it, but you ain't all the way right either. You dig what I'm saying? So let's not point the finger at you and be like, okay, this is a scapegoat. He said this and that about Juneteenth. Let's fuck him up. Kev, why you got him on rooftop raps? He racist and he's using us. Man.
Yeah, I hate that. That's such bullshit. I just had a funny thought, though. You said something about he's not going to make you love them or whatever. And I kind of had a quick thought, like, what was my goal of like coming here? And I remember thinking, like, just don't lie. And what's this show called? It's called The B.A.R.E Truth. And obviously I don't lie anyway. Like, there's, you know, I'll do psychological operations with my kids and stuff, you know, to like keep them in check or whatever. But that's a whole different thing. But
before we go, we're gonna kind of wrap it up, because he said, what the fuck? You know what, D? You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, bro, because to tell you the truth, you so disrespectful. You dig what I'm saying? When you speak, bro. Number one, you can feel and speak however the fuck you want to speak, nigga. But you dig what I'm saying? When you jump on my motherfucking page and you talk about coonery at its finest, nigga, you don't know no motherfucking thing about me, nigga. Matter of fact, I ain't even gotta speak to your ignorance. You dig what I'm saying? Because you think you smart, nigga, but you don't know shit. Like I told you, nigga, I'm a child of God, and I'm gonna respect God first and foremost. And when he came and said something to me about what I said to him, I felt like I had to say what I had to say. I don't gotta answer to you, nigga. I don't owe you nothing. You dig what I'm saying? I talk to God. Joe, these people is not gonna like you. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not trying to get you here to make the world say, kumbaya, let's give Joe.
The truth is hard. Like, you know,
you are, but listen, you are who you are.
Yeah.
White privilege is real. Racism is real. But guess what, y'all? Racism is so outdated because look at all the mixed kids that's here in the world. It's so many interracial relationships and couples that are kids. We need to have these conversations so we don't push this shit any further. So if me and Joe can sit down and put a halt to this shit so somebody can give Joe some knowledge on how we really feel and who we are as a people, I'll do it. If you don't want to do it, D, since you so fucking mighty and you so fucking, yeah, but at the end of the day, you so fucking knowledgeable and so fucking hardcore, you don't want to sit down with nobody. Tell us and show us what you're doing for the community and for the people, and then let us know where we can meet your thoughts and your missions at. Let us know how you're doing it. We should fucking want to jump on here and call a motherfucker a coon. Man, dude, are you crazy? At the end of the day, if I can give you any little bit of knowledge, like I said, you might leave here and you might not ever want to speak to me again. I might never want to speak to him. We didn't know how the conversation was going to go. But what I will do, because I know God loves, and God is love, bro. I don't know who you serve. I don't know who you behind. I don't know what you with. I know God loved me and God done brung me. God put some beautiful white people in my life and showed me love. And I know when I was a teenager, I read some books and I hated some people because I thought what I read was the truth. And I stood on it. I don't know what kind of fucking books you're reading, bro. I don't know what you are. I don't know what you stand for. But you dig what I'm saying? You got a right to say whatever you want to say. But the forest for me is a coon. I respect the dude. As a man, I got to respect you, Joe.
Yeah, I really don't like it when I really don't like it when black people call other black people.
But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. This is what the point is. The point is he does not lie. He tells you how he feels and he stands on it. I would rather you tell me how the fuck you feel than lie in my face and then being, behind my back and then, you this and you that. When a motherfucker tell you the truth, you believe them. When they show you who they are, you believe them. Now, we have an option to sit down and talk. Joe told me what that comment was about. I can understand that comment. I've been in prison. I've been around many people, like I'm telling y'all, where we automatically assume everybody was raised the same. We automatically think everybody got it like we got it, or they grew up in a household, or they was taught like we was taught, and they just wasn't, man. They just wasn't taught. And so, man, thank you for coming to this.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. And
because they need to hear whether they want to hear it or not. You rather sit up here, you want to talk about, you know what I mean? He told you, he showed you. Nigga, listen to me, man. You got motherfucking black people out here that's killing each other. Are you on the front line talking to them? Are you out there taking your shit to the talks when they out here and they doing this, or they selling dope in the hood? When they killing each other? When they out here slapping up their baby mamas and beating up their wives? Is you out here promoting that? You ain't making no post about that? If you're gonna be real all the time, black man. It's us black people. We are our own worst enemies. You dig what I'm saying? But then you crucify him about a post, but we fuck each other up every day. We're killing each other. You dig what I'm saying? But then now we got hangings going on. Everybody is going crazy when we kill more of each other than they do. You dig what I'm saying? When are you gonna do something about that, sir? It's a bunch of fucked up shit that's going on in this world, Joe.
Sorry, yeah, I did, yeah.
And it just don't start and end with this. Mm-hmm. But this is a start.
Yeah.
This is a conversation
I hope
that I wanted my viewers to have, because listen, Kev, cinematic Kev with the rooftop raps and this platform, it put on for the city. It gave the city a peek into the talented people that we have around here. You said he came on here and said he did that for Kev. Guess what, D? You was the one that posted the post on how he felt about Juneteenth. We got him on here. We know how he felt about Juneteenth. He said it was distasteful. He didn't have the knowledge. What else you want from him? You dig what I'm saying? Do you want to sit down and give white people classes that they should know more about Juneteenth? Then do that. Instead of crucifying people, give out some classes or something. But what we doing here on the Bare Truth is I want to have this conversation with you, so I want other people to understand that racism does not have to be. And if it is, it's forced. And if we don't sit down and talk to each other as a man, this man can sit down and talk, and I can tell him how we feel. Because if anybody know how we feel, I do. Because I used to be fucking racist against them. I used to hate them. I used to study. D. I know about being a king. I know about Timbuktu, universities and colleges. We was the first one that did it. I know about Ethiopia. I could tell you about Ethiopia, Sheba, who went and took Solomon all types of gold and wood and shit because he was smart. And she was a black queen. She didn't even have a queen. She was rich. You can't tell me nothing about black history. I know about us, boy. You can't tell me nothing about that. I've been there. I know that. You ain't talking to no dummy. Whoever the fuck is on these comments and you think that I'm dumb, I'm far from that. And y'all know that. I'm fucking with this man because you said something to me respectful, and I can appreciate that. Period. It's the moment of truth, and you said it respectfully, and we sitting here and we having a conversation like men, and he telling y'all why he said what he said, and I'm letting him know why we took it the way that we took it, and this is what we mean by Juneteenth. Juneteenth is important to me. I performed at Juneteenth. I was on the stage. I was there. I was with the Black Expo, extra black, extra positive organization. Asked about us, D. I've been around here, boy. Asked about my work in the streets. But at the same time, I was also over at the Lincoln Center cutting kids' hair. And one of the kids I cut was Bruno, a white kid who didn't even know he was supposed to get a free haircut. And he got a free haircut from a black man, and he had the biggest smile on his face. And he put me on his TikTok video. So why in the fuck should I do this over here, but I can't sit down here with Joe? It's about being grown. It's about growing up. It's about changing the game, about going back into the communities, touching every kid. We don't want no kids to see no color. We want them to put a smile on their face so they can be great and be better than we was. Black or white, Mexican, Chinese, I don't give a fuck what color they are. Be better than what we was. Because I know I was dumb back then. So if we're going to sit up and point our fingers at the dumb shit that he was doing, making this post, and ain't nobody going to sit down and talk to him about it, you just as dumb as he is. So all of y'all, if that's what the fuck you want to do, you just as dumb as he is. That's the reason why I'm here. And I got to answer to God. That's it, and that's all. So whoever don't like it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's it. Now, so at the end of the day, thank you for coming over.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing me your equipment.
Yeah.
For this and that. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm not computer savvy. I'm learning, my dude.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I needed to hear your perspective. And guess what I learned from you? Knowledge on how to talk to people and how to listen, to try to figure out, okay, what can I say to you to try to bring out another conversation? Or how can I say something to change your mind?
This is probably the most I've ever listened to another person for an hour and a half. Yeah. So no, I appreciate you having me, man. And the big thing that I'll say too is like, I'm probably the only business owner, food. Maybe not. I do have your back. Like if there comes an event or something, like, and I'm not trying to even earn business, you talk about the Lincoln Center. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm guessing it's a place that does.
They do a lot for the community.
Right.
They do a lot.
I'm probably, where is it at?
It's right down the street. It used to be the old Lincoln grade school.
Okay.
And one of the churches bought it, and they got some good people in there. You got Officer Cole doing YAP, which is a youth a program. Man, we got Miss Singleton in there. Tracy, I don't know if her last name is Singleton now, but Tracy is in there. Marcel is in there. Man, they got rooms and they got kids in there doing a drill, marching, dancing. Yeah. They giving out free haircuts. They got boxing. Pina Club is going on doing boxing down in the basement. And when you see little stuff like that, and one of the reasons why I went and did what I did is because, they the future.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? I'm 52, you 32. I got 20 years on you. So if I can't reach back and come and talk to you and then take that knowledge and come back down to them, in case I see any stench of racism, any stench of white privilege, I need to have these conversations. I'm learning.
Well, I'll tell you, man, like that Lincoln Center sounds like a great place. And I'm not trying to earn business. I don't need any pictures, but like, hey, if you guys have something going on where you need, and I can't do this all the time, I do got to like profit and support my family. But like, if you have an event here or there and you need 10, 15, 20 large pizzas,
I'm going to tell her.
Like that's something where, hey, if I can't do them for free, maybe I can get you a real good discount. But if they are free, I can't deliver them. Okay, if you pick them up, I can hook you up, or whatever.
You see what I'm saying?
Like I love supporting the community.
But see, the only thing that everybody else is going to see is that you're a bigot and that you're a
and
racist.
Trying to score business.
But at the end of the day, sometimes he's doing things to make business deals, and I see some of his like shenanigans and stuff, and it's smart marketing strategies, whether you like it or not. Now, we don't like marketing strategies where Black people is going to be the butt of your jokes,
right?
Where we got to be humiliated for you to be on the come up. It'll get you fucked up, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it real with you.
Yeah.
The old me would, you know what I mean?
Right.
I would have probably met you somewhere and probably fucked you up. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I used to be like that. I was grimy. I was dirty.
Yeah.
But to sit down and have a conversation, you never know what me and him can learn from each other and how we can help each other. You can never know what's in Joe's heart or in my heart or in your heart, D, or in anybody's heart. The only person knows that is God. And when you go see God, all of y'all gonna have a one-on-one conversation with him. You will not have a conversation on, well, at least you told Joe off. At least you told Joe about his life. At least you was on social media and you made Joe, you told the truth about Joe. You pointed Joe out to the world. That ain't what the conversation gonna be about. Your conversation with God is gonna be about how you live with God. It ain't gonna be about me, him, or nobody. It's gonna be about what you did with your life. You gotta figure that out, fam. Everybody gotta figure that out. And so if I do something on my podcast, it's my platform, for you to jump on my page and call me a coon, bro, you got a lot of nerves, bro. Got a lot of nerves, you dig? But you got the right to say whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, you don't know me. Guess what? If I don't get nothing else out of this, I'm going to hold him to his word, and I'm going to tell Tracy what he said about them free pieces. So the next time Officer Cole is doing something for them youth, and they say that I can public speak over there, y'all need some food? Boom. Y'all don't want to eat it. Guess what? I guarantee you, I'll tell Tracy to call him and see if he's going to stand on his word. B.A.R.E said that we having something for these kids, and that if we come over there to pick them up, and I might even donate some money just for them to go over there and go get it. But I'm saying, you live and you learn and you do stuff for the youth, and you try to make life better than what it was.
Maybe that's what I'll do if I do need a little money for it, is I'll say, I'll put out a little thing that says, hey, so give me like $100 or whatever, just to cover my food costs or what, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
so
anything, but it's just the idea, Joe.
Yeah, right.
It's the idea. It's the thought of sitting down and having the idea that, man, we can come up with something different than what we did yesterday.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The post was back in 2019, 2020.
Oh, no, the post was 2025.
Okay, my fault. 2025.
It might have been 24, but I'm saying 25 just in case it was 24, and I don't want you to think that I'm trying to decrease
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my bad. I got it wrong. However it goes, anything that was yesterday is still the past.
Yeah.
So today we sit down, we have a conversation. We might not get all the answers. What if Joe is really racist in his heart? You think that he older? He got to tell us that. What if he is? What if he hate black people? So what? I used to hate white people. Some of y'all hate white people right now. You do. Some of y'all black ladies, if y'all see a black dude with a white chick, you hate him. Like, oh, look at him. He talking. So I'm saying, don't act like we don't act like this. And don't act like everybody don't got some shit that they trying to recover or get over. The conversation that I wanted to have with him is that, man, listen, I used to be fucked up. If you was fucked up, Joe, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's not be fucked up no more.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's not be fucked up no more.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
We done spent a lot of time being fucked up. Let's not be fucked up no more. I spent a lot of time being fucked up. I'm done with being fucked up. I don't even drink or smoke. You dig what I'm saying? That was fucked up what you said on my post, D. But I ain't fucked up like that. I ain't mad at you. I don't hate you. I love you, dude. But I don't want to be fucked up no more. So I'm sitting down with Joe. Joe, don't be fucked up no more. Don't say shit like that. That'll get your head cracked. You know what I'm saying about the black community. They'll bust your head. You know what I'm saying? Just that simple. And it don't mean that when he leave from here, he ain't gonna be racist. Who's to say that he won't leave from here and go make another post? But guess what? At least I tried.
Yeah.
God, I listened to you. Lord, I prayed about the situation. You put something on my heart. I prayed about it before he came here. I knew what I was gonna talk to him about. And I did what I was supposed to be doing. And so, Joe, if you leave from here, that's gonna be on your conscience.
Yeah.
That's, if you leave from here, you gonna say some more fucked up shit that you know that they don't like, and then they see you out there and they swing on you. That's your ass. Because at least you can be like B.A.R.E told me. You dig what I'm saying? They're gonna swing on you. You dig what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Joe, you ain't no different than me.
Yeah. Right.
You ain't no different from me, bro.
This has been helpful. Like I don't know, or productive, I should say. Like, cause like I have never had a conversation like this, So
and thank God that he was able to put me in a position like that and go against the grain against my people. Because look, they all in my page calling you a bigot, calling you they calling a motherfucker coon.
All a bigot means is having
I hate you. That's like a racist. He's like, I see. So like, speak for yourself. I love everyone. I hate a dislike for racists. But it's saying, Joe. I mean, when you sit up there and you jump on my page, coonery at its finest. Like, bro, you calling me a coon. He can't be a coon. You calling me a coon because I'm a black person and I'm chopping it up with him. So you calling me a coon. So at the end of the day, you being disrespectful to me. When you don't even got to watch my podcast, bro. Only thing you got to do is log off. If I say something that you don't like, just log off. But you show your hate by spewing it on my thing. So what you doing? You looking for followers? You want somebody to rally behind you, D, and be like, yeah, B.A.R.E coon. I wouldn't give a fuck what y'all said about me, bro. Haven't y'all found that out yet? I say and I move how I want to move. I stay in my lane. I do my own thing. I don't need friends. I don't need people to make me, bro. I listen to him. That's the reason why I move, and that's the reason why I do what I do. That's the reason why I am who I am. Because of God. I don't listen to man. Get you fucked up every time. I'm sitting here to have a conversation with this dude. Because listen, man, if we can do some positive things for the kids, I'm holding you to your word.
Yeah, no,
at least we got that out of that. That's a win.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And let's talk to Tracy because I am trying to do some things over there. I talked to Officer Cole, and it's white, black, and Hispanic, Asian, all types of kids over there, mixed kids, all color kids over there. And if we can go over there and show them how to love and treat each other, I think that's a win.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether I did some ignorant shit back in the 80s, you did some ignorant shit back in 2025, 24. If you did some ignorant shit 2 weeks ago, after today, you knew better, you do better.
Yeah.
You know better, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? You know better.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
What I like about this is it doesn't feel like a correction. Like you haven't been like,
I can't correct you.
You know? Yeah, no, that's what
I
I'm
can
saying.
tell you what we don't like.
A conversation,
I tell you what we don't like, and I tell you, boy, you get your head split open.
Yeah.
I done been there. I did it. You know what I'm saying? You get your head split open if you do that. But I can't correct you.
Right.
I'm not God. I can't correct you because you can tell me whatever you want to tell me right now and leave out the door and go do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But the only thing I know is that I fucked up so much in the past that every day I want to try to make a different direction on going better. That's what B.A.R.E stands for, being about righteousness every day, trying to move and be better than what I was.
Wow, that's funny. Because I thought it was, that's funny. Like, because I thought it was like the B.A.R.E truth, like the naked truth.
It is.
That's okay.
It is, but
But it has right.
Play on words.
Okay,
Play
that's
the uncovered raw truth. That's the reason why
Yeah.
I gotta talk the way I talk, because it's the raw truth. It's my truth, and it was my conversation with God, and I did it. But listening to you, Joe, I jumped on my evil track after you posted it and you did that. I took off on him because of you. But I can't be like you, D. After you posted that, I can't be like you. You can say whatever you want to do, but God convicted me, man. And he said, listen, you know what you did in your past. And you know when you was down, who I sent to you to help you. You dig what I'm saying? Now, I had my immediate family. Don't get it twisted. My daddy, my mama, my sisters, my brothers, they was there. My immediate family was there. Shout out to Loco Los. He was there. He rode the end of that bed out with me. Nefertiti, they was there talking about sending me money. But when I tell you, coming home, being successful, this is white people who bring me to the University of Iowa, who put me in a documentary, who flew me out to Louisiana where we took first place in the film festival, who put me in a book, who donated all of that computer shit over there.
Yeah.
White people gave me that from the University of Iowa. And they paid me to come and talk to them about he put them in my life. And guess what he told me? You see how you used to treat them? How you thought that they was all devils? You thought they was the caveman, Neanderthals, remember all of that? Punching them in the head, breaking sticks over their head, punching them in the face. Now, the same people that you abused and you talked about, I sent them to help you. So now, look, I need you to go talk to him. That's what he told me. I need you to talk to him.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? At least give him the conversation. I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? I gave it to you, bro. I gave it to you.
It's funny because I wanted it and it came from a different place than where I was looking.
That's it.
Yeah.
You might didn't want to give it to you. You didn't want to give it to him. You wanted to just, stay on Facebook and talk crazy about it. I gave it to him. So I don't know. I don't know if you're happy with me or not. I can't be worried about that. It's about God. So, okay, brother Sugar Bear Truth, reading my last few posts, Joe. Joe, she said, okay, this is my sister from Tennessee. She said, if you proclaim to be a Christian and allow your behavior to represent God, don't be what your ancestors did. Don't be like the KKK and like whites that act like they are superior. That's Trees. She's coming from Tennessee. This is my baby sister, and this is what she's saying to you, Joe.
Yeah.
Haven't doesn't segregation at all. God is love. Period. And see, she diehard Christian.
Yeah.
And see, if nothing else, me and her talk on the phone afterwards, she gonna hold me accountable. She's not gonna let me do that. Now, one of my problems that discredited my Christian walk is my cuss words. Because I cuss, I get frustrated, and I'll get mad and I'll start cussing because I'm still hood. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just a few seconds. We in the hood right now. You dig what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, love God, period. You dig what I'm saying? She said, read Jenny's post. All right, we got some more posts to read. Okay. Just a little bit. Exactly. It's up to him to change. Thank you for taking time to try and educate. Yeah, Jess. Oh, that's
I can appreciate that comment.
Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? It's and like she said, it's up to him to change. I'm trying to get my posts. I'm trying to get my comments back up, but y'all posting so fast, I can't see everybody. What did Jenny say? They said, read Jenny. You steadily saying clicks and likes, and sometimes I don't even get clicks and likes, bro. And I still keep doing the podcast. This shit ain't fun, bro. Editing videos, doing this and that. I didn't fuck with Joe just to get no clicks and no likes. This is a real conversation. Everybody don't think like you, bro. I don't care what you say. Listen to him and he did this, and it's like, bro, where is Jenny at? We're trying to find Jenny. Julia, what's up? Julia is she's cool with you. I don't know. Where is Jenny? What did Jenny say? And then some people said, fuck you, Joe, they don't want shit from you. You know what I'm saying? They don't want
that's funny. Yeah,
Millie Mack said, hey,
that's totally cool too.
I listen to someone for an hour, half hour, And then
what was that comment again?
When you said this is the most you ever listened to anybody for an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
She said, bro, ain't said, nothing wrong with
I don't think I've ever. Dude, I don't know.
That's all about $1. Whoever it offends, it just offends. We ain't for sale over here, bro. We ain't making no money over here. We ain't making no money.
I should be at home. It's my only day off. I should be at home with my family.
Listen,
I didn't want to do this.
Listen, and not only that, bro, but while you're talking about it's all about the dollar, I cut hair, bro. I cut hair till he walked in the door. I've been cutting hair all day, every day since Thursday. I've been eating over here, bro. God take care of me. So I don't need this podcast. You didn't. I ain't never got a cent from the podcast, but I'm trying to monetize it. But since you think you know so much, I got motion over here, bro. I work, I cut hair, I DJ, I public speak. I got motion over here. I don't need Joe to give me motion, bro. So that one don't work. Try something else, D. That one don't work. I got motion over here, bro. And any motherfucking body will tell you that. I couldn't even get all the haircuts here that wanted to get over here. I got motion, bro. It ain't about that. I can't find Jenny. Who is Jenny and what did she say? Because y'all got so many texts in here. You dig what I'm saying? So we don't know. Jenny, if you said something, somebody think that it was very important, please, sweetheart, say it again because we didn't want to miss it. Julia says, this has been honorable for you both. And thank you for the conversation. And they said, don't even address you, D. But I'm just saying, when I came home, D, man, you was cool. You supported me, man. I got love for you, bro. But I can't move how you move. You know the good thing about being individual human beings, we all got our own fingerprints. You dig what I'm saying? So everybody on this planet is different. And so I'm so glad that we all ain't the same. And everybody don't have to feel like you feel. And some of the ladies like Lakeisha, you know what? Siobhan told me the same thing. You know what? I wish Siobhan would have tapped in today because Siobhan, we had a whole conversation about you outside of Ross's, right? Mm-hmm. And Siobhan said, you know what? I think what Joe did was so beautiful for Kev. She said, because that's a rooftop rap situation. His whole post, she was like, Kev got those posts. She was like, now, will I go to Joe and eat Joe pizza? She was like, hell no, I ain't supporting it. She was like, but guess what she did?
That's cool, yeah.
She shared your rap on her page.
Yeah.
Because she got love for cinematic.
Right, exactly.
But you know what? I can respect about
Siobhan the hell out of that,
because she's honest. Yeah. And when I talked to you on the phone, Joe didn't lie to me. He didn't come to me and try to give me no bullshit story about who he was and how he was going to do. I didn't ask him to act a certain way. We didn't ask for no money. We just wanted to talk. Mm-hmm. And that's all it was, D. And that's the honest to God truth. Like I told you, the man didn't ask me for no money. You dig what I'm saying? We don't know how many views we're going to get from this. We don't know if this shit is going to go viral. But if it do, the same message that took this one viral is going to apply to every other message. It's got to be inspirational. We got to bring awareness, and it's got to be better than when we left. Yeah. Our relationship is better than when he came through the door. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't expect you to change in one day. I can't say go out there and change your annex. I'm just saying don't disrespect our people. Yeah. Tread lightly when you talk about certain situations. I love my people, and man, we great. And I can do a whole nother podcast about who we are as kings, who we are as people, how we did this and that. One thing I do love about us going through slavery and then bouncing back to where we are today. But guess what we need to do today? Since we all Black and we doing this, we should take what our ancestors fought for and all that blood that's on their back and everything that's on their shoulders, and we should respect it more, D. We should start not killing each other. We should start respecting our women, being fathers, being kings in our household, taking care of our kids, being in their lives, raising them up to be young men and be respectable men in our community. So if anybody want to talk to me about that, I'm open ears. Until then, me and Joe, we're going to figure out what we can do over at the Lincoln Center, because I hope Tracy is listening. I hope Officer Cole is listening, because we got a deal. And even if I got to give up $50, I'll give you $50 for 15 pieces. Yeah. Anything to do something for the kids. Yeah. You see how that works? Yeah. So we could take what turned into a big mess, into a racist big bunch of bullshit, and me and you can go do something for the kids. Yeah. Deal? Deal. Deal. Y'all see that? Deal. We finna go to the Lincoln Center and do some shit for the kids. I'm gonna talk to Tracy, and I'm gonna tell Officer Cole the next time they having something for the kids and they need him, boom, they got us. Because I already heard from somebody else, and they said the man pieces was fire. Even though y'all don't want to fuck with him as Black people, they said his pieces is good. And they don't even know what was going on. They don't even got Facebook. They don't got Facebook. They didn't hear none of the arguments, but they were like, shit, I went to his thing. Yeah, he got some good pizza. Thank you. That's what they said. Yeah, what they said. Now, because of what you said, they might not want to taste. They don't want to taste some shit. Yeah. Yeah. But somebody was like, they don't even got Facebook right now. But they was like, yeah, I went to a spot. He got some good pizza. Yeah. And they live over there in that area. So I'm pretty sure they're a foodie. They done tried your shit. Yeah. And so there it is. As long as I you know what I mean? I'm gonna pray about you, because if you are racist, don't be fucking with our food. Don't be, you know what I mean? Yeah, you dig what I'm saying? No, exactly. But I don't think he would be in business that long by doing shit like that. I don't peg him out as that type of character. But all I'm trying to say, Facebook, and all to the people that really do care about B.A.R.E Truth, that fuck with me on some real shit, man. This conversation was needed, you know. I think the dude is a good dude. He's younger than me. And anytime I can take out time out of my day and give somebody something and give them some knowledge and some juice and do it in a respectful manner. He's a man. So, and he's got to respect me. He's in my house. He's got to respect me. But he can be honest. He can tell you, you know what I mean, how he felt, when he felt, what he felt. You might not like it, and everybody can draw their opinion from that. You know, you ain't got to go to his restaurant. I think he's still gonna thrive if you don't go to his restaurant and eat. He's still been in business. His father had that business back in the days. He bought it off his dad. I think he's gonna be in business if don't none of us as black people go over there and support him. I think he's still gonna thrive. You know what I mean? But what I want to take from it, Joe, is that be conscious of us and our holidays and what's dear to us.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we got people that died for. I mean, I got grandmothers and great grandmothers that went through it. My grandmother, Polly Ann Grice, was like a Harriet Tubman from Mississippi. When black people was down there, even though slavery wasn't going on, police and jobs wasn't the best, and they was treating us still like they was treating us. Some of them was treating us like today. We see the hangings and stuff going on. They was experiencing it down in Mississippi. My grandmother used to go down to Mississippi and drive families up to Ohio, to Indiana, and to Chicago, to Illinois. She used to bring whole families up to the Midwest so they can have a better living. So if you're talking about racism, believe me, our family, we know about it. You know what I mean? We know about it. And so if I sit down and I talk to him, I'm telling you what God loves, and that's the truth. I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to him, y'all. And you respectful, bro.
Yeah.
And you respected it. And so from this point on, I'm gonna fuck with Joe, and I'm gonna try to take Joe up on his offer and do something positive for the community. Anything that I can take it and do, if we can educate some other kids and stuff like that, that's what we're gonna try to do.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to say to him?
Man, yeah, no. I'm always open to talk. You know, I don't got a lot of time, you know, with the messages and stuff, but stuff like this, you know, if we want to sit down again, if D wants to come on, you know, as long as we can establish, you know, hey, no $200 though, like I offered you, D.
No.
That we
I'm saying
if conversation, no pay.
If you want to,
if you
don't have to, but I'm just saying, just to sit down and then share.
Because I think the face to face, I really think even like, and I'm just assuming this about D is I feel like if he saw me face to face, he wouldn't be as hard as what he. And I'm not diminishing his character that way. I'm just saying this is the difference between the internet versus reality. We're sitting face to face. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I'm sure D doesn't either. You know. And
but see, Smith Tim says he didn't say shit. You did all the talking. But at the same time, because everybody is crucifying him, you know, Tim, everybody is crucifying.
I think I said enough.
But see, I don't think they was listening to you. You talking, but they don't want to hear.
Right. Okay.
Only thing y'all wanted to hear was that he's a racist, he's a bigot. We're not supporting his piece of shit.
Right.
That's all they wanted to hear. They didn't hear. But see, you were saying some shit, and since I'm a listener, I heard it, and I caught you, and I said, "Don't say that like that."
Yeah.
Which is a real black friend, because he think your jokes is funny. See what I'm saying? Y'all have to listen. So when he's talking, y'all wasn't listening. And just to paraphrase it before we get out of here, we ain't gonna take up too much time. I know he got shit to do.
I got a pee really bad.
Oh yeah. Go use.
Oh, is it over here?
Yeah, right there where the mirror is.
Awesome.
I'm gonna paraphrase it. Use the bathroom, Joe. Like Joe can use the bathroom here. But listen, what Joe was trying to say is that he had beef with a certain group of white people. And they was on him about being open and during COVID time, delivering pizzas, okay? And so as he was beefing with these people, now these is white people that's on Facebook that's doing this and that. So as he beefing with them, him being in his antics and being funny, talking shit to them, next thing you know, he had an issue. People was calling in, ordering fake pizzas. So they would call in, place orders, and nobody would come and pick them up. So what he did is he took the pizzas and he started giving them to the police. Okay, fast forward. This shit happened with George Floyd, and next thing you know, his white followers got on his ass about him giving the free pieces to the police officers. So, you know, no matter what he was doing, he just couldn't catch a break. Everything was about it was racist. So then when Joe Biden passed the law and said that, okay, Juneteenth is going to be recognized as a holiday, he took another shot at them saying, you know, we're going to be open from 4 to such and such time. The only time we close, we're going to be open on Juneteenth. The only time we're going to be closed is on Thanksgiving and 4th of July, which is a real holiday. Now, the way that y'all felt, I can understand it, because that's how I felt when I first seen the post, D. When I first seen the post, that's exactly how I felt. But if a person sit down and they say, hey, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to them, still don't make it right. Still don't mean that you don't get a pass, because if the old me would have heard it, I still would have cracked him in the head, and it would have been all of that just on some bully boy shit. That's what I would have did, because I was dumb. But as I was talking to him on the phone, and then you see his personality and you see his character, Joe jokes like that. He loves to start some shit to get views and to get people to do his thing. Come on back and grab a seat. So I'm paraphrasing what happened, and I'm trying to give him just a bit of what I'm learning from his personality and his character. He loves the joke, and he uses Facebook and social media to his advantage. And if he can piss you off, the more the merrier. He can piss you off. But if he's making the post and he wasn't deliberately talking to Black people, that was like, oh, we celebrating Juneteenth finally became a holiday, then tone down some of the anger. Don't mean that you can't be mad at him, because like he said, the post was distasteful and it was out of ignorance. But he was trying to talk to some people who he beefing with, like, oh, you always trying to act like you support black this, and that. How come you ain't out here and y'all ain't doing this and that? Y'all studying on me, y'all calling me this and y'all calling me that, acting like y'all like that. Well, I'm open on Juneteenth. You dig what I'm saying? And me being a jokester and being full of shit, I do bullshit too. And so I'm telling you, as I'm sitting down with the dude, you dig what I'm saying? I can't say that he's a racist. You dig what I'm saying? I know what a racist is, and I know what they are. Now, can he be prejudiced or feel a certain way? He probably can. But guess what? Some of y'all are too. That's the point I'm trying to make. I've been like that. I've been a real live racist. You dig what I'm saying? My people can be prejudiced towards white people sometimes when it comes to us, and y'all can too when it comes to Black people versus white. We know the judicial system is racist when it comes to white and Black, when it comes to us getting time. So I try to tell him about white privilege. So he's learning some of the shit he knew, some of the shit he didn't know. We ain't gonna keep talking and keep going over. We finna get out of here. I got more hair to go cut. Meanwhile, the conversation needed to be had. It needed to be had because he knows a little bit more about my people, our community. I know a little bit more about where he come from, what he do as a businessman, how he advertises, how he markets. You dig what I'm saying? And one thing, like I told Cinematic, dude ain't a liar. He ain't finna bite his tongue for nobody. He ain't finna shortchange himself just to be my friend. He didn't do that. And I can respect that because that's a man.
I think it's way more valuable than
that's a man.
Anything.
That's a man. That's a man.
I just want to touch on what you said in that live feed. And it's just, I've been telling everybody about it, is when someone lies, you're robbing them of both time, right? And a decision. That decision that, hey, I need to like not be in this person. I need to not be a part of their life or whatever. That's just, yeah. So that's one thing. I think everybody needs to keep hearing that, because people need to stop lying, over anything. Being honest is actually kind of fun, especially when it's where you messed up, or it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, but no, they tapping in, and so they speaking, and so it is what it is. Teresa said, this is about him, not us. So it can be about him, Tim. You dig what I'm saying? We can put the spotlight on him and say what he said in his post. But what we don't want to be, and what I can never be, is hypocritical. I can never, because I said something, I made a post and I put it on his page. So like I told y'all before, I only wanted you, Joe, to come over here because of what I said, and how me and you came into contact of knowing each other. Yeah. It ain't about Cinematic no more. We're going to give him his flowers and give him his props, but it's not about him no more. It's about what I said to you in my post. God checked my face off, Tim. So when I told him distasteful, this and that, and that's why we don't fuck with y'all, because y'all always find a way to shit on us, and and this and that. And I came at him as an angry Black man to a white person. And guess what? When I got done making that post, the Holy Spirit was like, you talking to him like that, and you're the same person that used to beat white people up for coming into your apartments. You used to charge him to come into your apartments, and now you mad at him about a post. Just that simple and just that clear. And what I do, I said, man, reach out to me. Yeah. And then I said, let's do the podcast, because now we got to bring awareness to it. Yeah. Because not only are y'all mad about what he said, but let me make y'all aware of who I used to be. Let me make him aware of who I used to be, and that you ain't going far with being racist. You're not going to go far with being a bigot. If that's what you want to be, you're going to wind up getting your head cracked and it ain't gonna be like that. But come to find out, his family love God. You know what I mean? It don't make it like say just because we say we love God, it make us good people. But talking to him, it just let me know that hey, he's 32. I'm 20 years older than him. I got so much more knowledge and experience and wisdom than what he know about racism. I can share some shit with him. I can hip him up to some shit. So now he don't have to make mistakes like that. And whether he said it to be funny, to get likes, to get views, or whatever, let me educate. Why can't we educate him though, y'all?
Well, I think another thing too that that kind of sucks to realize, like with the comments coming in, is like, shit, because it's not somebody said this about him. I I would almost like to say that I might be like some form of representation of the bigger picture of like like you're saying, black people not liking white people or whatever. We don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go,
No,
yeah,
no,
we,
no,
we
I
don't.
look at that.
We don't. I don't want that to be the situation.
Mhm.
I don't want there to be a divide. I'm not saying we all got to hold hands and shit. But yeah, it is kind of like a problem that I don't know that there's people that are angry. Especially after this. Like, I don't want people being mad at you.
No, listen.
Yeah.
People hated Jesus.
Yeah,
and he
that's
came to
right.
save
Yeah,
the
that's
world,
right.
and they nailed
Yeah.
him to the cross.
That's right.
So once I seen that, and I figured out that's the Lord, and then you free Barabbas, who was a murderer. They said, free Barabbas, crucify him.
Dude, that's a
And
great
he come,
name.
listen, and he come to save y'all, and y'all said, crucify him and free the murderer. So you think I give a F about what they think about me?
Dude, we're having our 5th child in November.
I wanted to touch on that.
It's a boy, and I think I just figured out his name. It's Barabbas. We're gonna name him Barabbas Schilling. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But my wife is like, we're not naming him Barabbas.
Yeah. She probably watching it like, yeah, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is this. I seen this post by Cherie. She said, if Joe is such a Christian and a godly man, Joe needs to ask God before he makes chronic, divisive, and offensive posts to feed his family. Is that good feeding Joe? Is that God? Is that feeding God, Joe? She said, is that feeding God, Joe? So what she basically saying is this right here. God has blessed you.
Mm-hmm.
And you do speak highly of your family, of your wife, and of your kids. And I wanted to talk about that. You being blessed with your 5th kid. You dig what I'm saying? I even seen the post when you was talking about your son's serious face. One thing they can tell about you, you're 100% father. Mm-hmm. God is blessing you.
Yes.
A successful business, and being a business owner, he doing this and that for you. So now, do you feel like you need to make these type of posts to feed your family? Basically, if I'm getting you right, Cherie, should you be so defensive or offensive just to feed your family?
Not like I was a year ago or 2 years ago. The things that I do now, I think, lean more into comedy. Now I really just kind of make fun of. I make fun of people who really come at me pretty hard, who have no idea who I am. I just had this guy Heath. I had no idea he was fat. He's not even fat, but they try to claim I was body shaming or whatever. And so I made a video pretending to be Heath, and I'm eating like a complete pig while reading his post. Stuff like that. Which I don't. I like to say that I carry my faith with a sense of humor, because a lot of times, like you'll hear me share something of my faith, and there's a lot of people that might think I'm funny, and maybe they don't have faith, and they're like, wait a minute, I really like Joe, and here he is sharing a little snippet of his faith. And I think that humor is a great way to accidentally bring people on board and, turn them in the right direction. Now, I'm not trying to make another Juneteenth post or whatever. Like, there is a style that's evolving over time. And like I said before, I'm not like I was in 2020. I was terrible in 2020.
Right.
Dude. I was mean.
Because I wanted to address the one thing.
Yeah.
About Joe had somebody else that wrote a letter to me.
Oh,
and they talked about how you was in school, how
it was a lie.
You bullied, like, gay people, transgenders, or
this kid just closed his business because he wasn't paying rent. You really want, like, and then he tried to make it about a whole different thing.
Yeah, so he wrote a letter to you as if he was telling you off. So to that letter, and to the people that read that letter, like, and then when they started showing that letter, I had to tell one guy, it's like, I'm not aware of your relationship that you have with the dude. Only thing I know is like, you know, how we talk.
It sucks when people
And
lie about it.
you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could tell you, like, here's the thing. And I want you to be mindful of this.
Mhm.
If you put yourself out here on this pedestal or on this level over here,
Mhm.
and then you say, okay, well, I want to pull that one back because that wasn't right. That was distasteful.
Mhm.
But then somebody throw a shot at you. Once they label you as that, it's kind of hard to come
It's hard
back
to shake.
from it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's kind of hard to come back from it.
What's
And that's
really
one
cool-
of yeah.
What's really cool about that though is anytime that happens, like that guy said that I touched him inappropriately or something, which is totally not true. And what's funny is anytime I undergo a situation like that, there's nothing I really can do. It's like everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, he shit his pants." Well, if it didn't shit my pants, and everybody thinks that everything's fine, then I just once again I put that in God's hands. I'm like, God, please, you know.
But let me just ask you this, and I mean, regardless of if you feel like it or not, you know what I mean? Do you feel like we exclude the Juneteenth post
Mhm.
about some of the other like shenanigans and jokes and antics that you pull off? Do you think that you go too far?
Sometimes, yeah, I do think about it. There's some. Okay, excuse me. There's some that I think about quite a bit. So I had this one where I did the Chinese eyes, and that was one where I was really tired and I drank a bunch of coffee, and I just came up with the idea. And I'm just in my car, and you can kind of see it happening in real time. Tony from Tony Smoke and Grill pointed this out. She's like, you can see it happening in your head. Like I look up, and you know, I just I'm expressing what deal we have going on tonight in the Chinese accent. We'll do in the Chinese accent.
And guess what? He'll get crucified for doing that with the Chinese community. But let me ask y'all this: when you was talking like this is what I'm feeling. What if you had a TV show that was broadcasted by a popular TV network, and you did all of these shenanigans and stuff?
Everybody would think it's hilarious.
Everybody would think it was
South
funny.
Park,
You
you
did
know.
when South Park does it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All of these little
Right.
cartoons and people that do it, and then you got a person that's right here up close and personal.
But I'll tell you, the Juneteenth thing on a TV show would not have been funny. It just would have been kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they might not have touched that one, Joe. I think you're the only one that did that. So no, I'm just.
Oh yeah, no, but
no,
like,
but I'm saying,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I do that would be on a TV show.
yeah, but
and it would be really funny. But the Juneteenth one, that's it, like thinking about it now, that wouldn't be on a TV show because it's not very creative. It's not, yeah.
And then at the same time, it's just we love what we love.
Yeah.
And this is our people.
Right.
And not just saying that we got free, but the Juneteenth is like, boom, you gave us an inch and we took a mile. Okay, you gave us Juneteenth, and then look at us.
Mhm.
And look at how far we've come, where you came and took us and you put us over here against our will. We didn't ask to come to this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Y'all brung us over here. And now, boom, boom, you shitted on us on July 4th. And then a couple of years later, now all of a sudden you make this declaration and you really free us. And then what I love about my people is that we fucking dogs. Like, we so smart and we so genius of coming up off the cuff with shit, you know what I mean? And we'll improvise and we'll do, man, I'm talking about we some of the coldest motherfuckers on this planet. And I'm talking about it, we do shit. And I know why they offended. Because in our households, where we come from, the way that we was raised, how we have to get it from the mud, it comes with so much hurt and so much pain.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when somebody speak on our shit and they don't really know our shit, it's like, bro, we'll fuck you up.
Right.
And that's how they feel.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I feel like them, but then again, I know God. You know what I'm saying? And but hold on, let me say this real quick. And the only reason why I'm giving Joe this about the race, and I'm telling you, I feel how y'all feel. But when it comes to God, God is a spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. He don't care nothing about this color. He created it all. And so when I talk to him and I have a conversation with him, I don't care what y'all say. I got to give it to him. And so that's it. But do you understand? Can y'all see some of his shenanigans and shit? It's just like Joe.
I think there's a lot of stuff that a lot of folks would find funny if they were, I don't know. Yeah.
If they didn't like you for this over here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, man, I appreciate you for coming through. Let's end this. Let you get back to your family. I got somewhere I got to go.
Sure.
I'm supposed to cut somebody's hair. And it's
That's a late haircut.
Yeah, but I owe it to her. This is my sister, and I told her I was coming. She waiting on me, and she got food for me. So if you're watching the podcast, Jada, I'm still coming to cut your hair, and I'm finna get that plate. And Yo, my big cousin, she was on here. I will be at the center tomorrow cutting hair from 9 o'clock to 10:30. So I hope you over there cooking for them so I can come and get a plate from you. I love you, big cousin. I know how you feel, but I had to have this conversation with Joe, yo. I had to. And I mean, it didn't disappoint. You know what I mean?
No,
And
that's good.
I'm going to hold you to that, and I'm going to talk to Tracy, man.
Sure.
So anytime you feel like, you want to, D, if you feel like you want to come over here and sit down and prove your point from a different perspective, it's up to you. But I
don't think he really has like a point to prove. I guess my objective with him is just to kind of like meet on this common ground that like, hey man, look, yes, it was distasteful, but like, dude, like here we are. What do we want to do? We want to be friends? I mean, it doesn't even have to be friends, but like, do we want to? Let's start here. Do we want to kill each other? No. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Like,
you don't want to buy my pizza? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to be cool? No.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, life still goes on. The world keeps turning.
Right.
So
yeah.
D, like it's like
we can just kind of move on and go our separate ways without hating each other,
Or do you want to prove to the whole Facebook that Joe is racist?
Yeah, which I think that's a poor objective because I'm just going to keep doing my thing, not necessarily trying to prove I'm racist, but I'm just going to keep being myself. And every single interaction people have with me is always going to result. And what I mean by interaction, I'm talking in person. Is always going to result. I hear this all the time. The very first time I heard of this guy, they were helping me remove fence. I was giving away this fencing. This guy like looks at me. We're like 3 hours in. He goes, man, you're like not the devil people say you are. Like we're all hanging out, but it was just such a random thing. And I'm just like, I'm not even thinking about that shit. But then I'm like, no, like, I'm like, so it's like in person, these guys are probably thinking they're coming to some crazy nut job's house or something.
Julia said it though.
Yeah.
Julie said after over an hour, he acknowledged it. He said that after an hour, you acknowledged it. I think he said it though, Poop. I just think that, I don't think nobody was kind of like paying attention when he first said it because he was saying it from a standpoint. They said that you acknowledge you're wrong. And really, I think you had already broke it down to me. So I don't know if they got it or not.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But they told it. But, to what you just said about the other guy, Julia was saying the same thing. Julia was just like, man, B.A.R.E, like you kind of got to get to know him. If you get a chance to know him and you know who he is, then she was like, Joe ain't a racist at all. And and it might not change our hearts, it might not change our mind about who he is, but if nothing else, at least we learned
at least one person.
Yeah.
At least if that's the difference, that's fine.
And at least we made some awareness, man. I think we all got some work that we got to do on ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? And so instead of throwing, shit on him, probably check the man in the mirror.
And I think the most important thing, this isn't about proving that I'm not racist, but my favorite part about this whole thing is what we're doing right now is something that should be happening more often between, anybody.
Conversation.
Gotta
have a conversation.
Yeah. So
yeah, and I appreciate it. And and from here, when I get with Tracy and them, because we already talking through email, I'm just gonna tell her, what happened and what you said, and how can we bring that into effect of doing something, not just talking here, y'all, not just coming on here, not just getting likes and clicks. Let's make something happen. Because I was showing him pictures of this kid. I'm gonna post this kid on my thing. Biggest smile in the world. A white kid who didn't know that he could get a free haircut from a black man. Got a haircut from a black man, and he felt like it was the biggest haircut in the world. Shared me on his TikTok page. How come we and him can't? You know what I mean? If he can get likes and clicks off of me doing work to him, I'm talking about it's all the way that we just showing love and we just all trying to,
And do your own thing to get likes and clicks if you think that's what it's all about.
You did, but it is what it is, man. Again, appreciate it. No, God bless y'all. Man, it's the bare truth, and it is what it is. And I hope y'all go back and watch it again. I hope that you did learn something that you can probably talk to your kids about. Make this awareness, man, because if racism is still going on right now in this day and age, somebody teaching that shit because that shit can't happen. There's too many mixed kids, and it's too late. We done already had a black president, so if it's some racism going on, y'all teaching that shit.
Can I say one more thing? Gosh, I will say, man, I'm gonna catch some shit for this, but like you're blacker than Obama. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, I think we need one more that's, to really I'm not saying
and I
Obama's
get what
not
he's saying.
black.
He's saying
Yeah.
that I'm blacker than Obama, meaning like you speak out harder for blacks than.
And he speaks great.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like we need like one more, like to really like, secure the. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just, it's just
Thank
a funny
you for
thing.
the compliment, Big Face. They are in my messages. They're on my phone. They over here.
That's cool.
But at the end of the day, I love them. And Tree said I have no issue with him. And I don't really think nobody on the podcast got an issue with Joe. I just think that we read some shit and it was distasteful, like Joe said.
It was.
And it was bogus and it was low down. Joe don't know about us, but you know what I mean? Joe know now, like, we some motherfucking cool people. We some of the coolest people on this earth. But I used to think that we was the best people on this earth too. But God told me I don't do the skin colors, y'all. I want everybody to love each other. You know what I mean? I want everybody to talk, you know what I mean? And try to help each other out. And that's all I was trying to do today, make awareness and just making sure that, you know what I mean, he can understand it a little bit from our window. Take a peek in our window, Joe, and see that we don't vote for shit like that.
Yeah.
Try not to do that because my people, I love them to death. And you say it to the wrong person and get you fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, y'all. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Peace. We out.